leadoff homer for Vinny Capra.
Jeff Levering on the call on the Brewers Radio Network right here on 100.5 ESPN. Jeff Levering scheduled to appear coming up at 10:15 this morning on Wilde and Tausch here on 100.5 ESPN. The Brewers back in action this afternoon facing the Seattle Mariners at 2:10. Bucks 120-113 winners over the Miami Heat last night. The Bucks now 32-24 on the season. Next up, Milwaukee hits the road visiting the Houston Rockets tomorrow night. Tip time set for 7 o'clock. Pregame coverage starts at 6:30. Wilde and Tausch starts right now.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com. Three-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, Jason Wilde.
Is there anything anybody loves more than agreeing with Tausch?
Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher.
I got a hunch this isn't going to be concise either.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio.
I would say that you are pretty easygoing. You're actually probably more easygoing than I am.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Well, you're not easygoing at all.
Hey!
On 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
It is the Monday edition. The happy haircut edition. I got a new job. Not going anywhere from this show and this team. It's just an additional job replacing a previous additional job edition. And I don't know how much more I can thank old boy for his help and guidance and everything that he's done as I went through this tumultuous time edition. Oh, and we have Jeff Levering. That's very important, too. 10:15 scheduled to appear edition of Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, 100.5 ESPN Madison, 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam. ESPNWisconsin.com, the ESPN app, your Alexa smart speaker, streaming live video, Twitter, Facebook? Facebook?
Well, let's not get our hopes up yet.
And
one
YouTube.
at a time there, one at a time.
And, of course, everything you need on WisconsinOnDemand.com and the Wisconsin On Demand app. I'm Jason Wilde in Green Bay. Jesse Nelson is in the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios. Got to talk to him on the phone today while he was driving into the station. It's not something I get to do every day. And I missed him at the gymnastics meet in Madison, but I don't miss him here. He's here. He is the Packers Hall of Famer. He is Mark Tauscher. Tausch, good morning. How are you?
I'm good, buddy. I'm excited to hear. I don't know what's going on. Why don't you came on as a guest on Friday. We're really good. We didn't really talk any Packers, but you were really good, and you put out one of the long teases in the show's history. Not the longest, but one of. So I'm going to just sit back, sip on my mud, and let you go.
Your Karuba coffee from you poured it into your own personal mug at home, but obviously it's clearly Quick Trip coffee because you love that so much. So I mean this sincerely. When I came on as a guest on our program on Friday, had Jesse not said, you can read him in the Wisconsin State Journal, I don't know if I would have spilled the beans. but it was worth every piece of information that I teased to see Jesse's face, because he had no idea, because I'm such a good secret keeper, which avid listeners to the show know is not the case. But there were only a handful of people that I talked about this with, and so
makes it hurt that much more that I didn't know.
It was, again, it was not that you were not deserving of being. It's a need-to-know basis, and you probably did need to know, but I didn't do a good enough job of not just you, but apparently others, keeping them in the loop. But that's me. So, without further ado, for those of you that have read me in the Wisconsin State Journal for many years, both in my first stint with them and my second stint with them, that ended yesterday. My final story for the State Journal, not a farewell piece, appeared yesterday. I don't think it made the actual print edition, but it was on Madison.com. But they have made the decision. This was not, I did not abandon them.
Print edition? Oh, God. Thank you for your service.
Indeed. That was my last story. They have decided, and I'm not trying to do anything other than tell the truth here, but they have decided they're not going to cover the Packers anymore. They're going to focus their efforts on Wisconsin athletics. And the Badgers, obviously, very, 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 very important in Madison. So I sincerely wish them the best because I want their paper to survive. That said, those of you who read my work in the State Journal, or those of you who complained about my work in the State Journal being behind a paywall, have I got news for you. Starting today, my written work will appear on the website for News 3 in Madison, Channel 3 in Madison, channel3000.com. I will be posting my first story here momentarily, in fact. I'm very excited about that, as you can see by my big grin and my new haircut, because I was in Verona over the weekend. And I'm going to be doing some on-air TV work, so our friend Pablo, who left the TV world to join us, I'm going to have to learn how to do a stand-up. I know he thinks that because he did pressure-packed stand-ups in front of full stadiums, he can make a 30-yard field goal with the crowd cheering in a football environment. Well, if he was so good at his stand-ups, I'm going to need his help because I'm going to do a little bit of that after Packers games as well, in addition to joining Green Bay game night, as I always do. To be clear, nothing for those of you who love this show or those of you in the YouTube comments who only love Tausch or find me whiny or whatever else it is that you write in there, I'm not going anywhere. This program, totally unaffected. Weekly Wilde, which is now monthly or occasionally Wilde, unaffected. All my appearances on all of our shows across ESPN Wisconsin, unaffected. You can't get rid of me that easily. This is just a new place for my writing and a little bit of TV work to land. So I want to take this opportunity to thank, I feel like I'm doing a Oscars speech, Old T to start, because I think you would agree when I called you, I sounded probably pretty panicky.
You sounded rattled. Somebody's and I understand why you were rattled, but again, man, it's a big old world out there, and I think for whatever reason the State Journal's doing what it decided to do. Hey, kudos, you go do your thing. I just you're for as much as I'd love to give you grief, you're a talented dude. You do a good job, and I think the guys in the locker room, if you've noticed when they come on and join us, they appreciate how you do your job. So for that to continue on, for hopefully you'll be able to continue to parlay that with the show. You'll double dip.
Oh yeah,
I'm excited that it came quick. The fact that just kind of tells you kind of where you were at, and that you're going to continue to be able to do things in the greater Madison area on a big scale, I think is great for everybody involved. And our guy Bernsey over at Channel 3000. I'm a big fan of his, so I think it'll be a great partnership with you leading the charge as the Packers coverage. People love the Green Bay Packers, and I think Madison will love the fact that you're going to be able to provide them some outside, obviously, of this show 3 hours a day and all the other stuff you do with Good Karma Brands and ESPN Madison. They'll have a place to find your scribing now as well. So excited for you guys, and looking forward to not reading what you write over there as well.
That could not have been more perfect a way to end that soliloquy. So as Tausch mentioned, I want to thank Brian Burns of Morgan Murphy Media. I want to thank Colin Benedict. I want to thank everybody over at WISC who has welcomed me with open arms already. I'm really excited about that. And I want to thank all my teammates at GKB, whether it's Craig Karmazin and Greg Scalzo and Danny Zetterman, who were all integral in making this happen, to you guys who have always been supportive of me. And whether you read the stuff or not, you understood what value that had for the show, that I'm in the locker room every day as a beat writer and able to have those stories to share on this show. So that is more than enough about me. Chris and Baraboo, will Jason be wearing a hoodie during his TV stand-ups? We are in negotiations on both haircut policy and fashion choices. I will say that there'll probably be more shirts with collars. If you're expecting me to look like Eric Franke, John Karcher, if you're from Madison and you watched Channel 3 for a long time, Rob Starbuck, Gary Canalti, I could go through the list. You will not see me in a suit.
Can you do that digital only? Why don't you get on the YouTube page and you guys start naming different Channel 3000
Wait, is that worse
legends.
or better than 80s catchers?
You're asking the wrong guy. I know which way I would go, but that doesn't mean I'm right.
Catchers, yeah.
So I do think one of the things, now that you're going to become a TV star as well, we need to get some different Wilde and Tausch merch. I think we need to start getting you some polos, Wilde and Tausch polos, that we need you to be wearing on your hits. I think that should be something that the ESPN Madison team, we have to take a look. Obviously, vests. We're going to be getting back into vest season here shortly, as it's getting to be 50 degrees. So those are a couple things that I think we probably should look into too.
Yes, and hoodies. I still want hoodies in my repertoire. So, all right, enough about me. Brian Gutekunst is either en route or has arrived in Indianapolis for the NFL Scouting Combine. He will speak to reporters down there tomorrow.
Man, I just came. I should have just stayed down in Indy. I was just there.
That's where you were
all weekend.
Hockey?
Yeah, I could have just stayed down there, I guess.
Why didn't you stay?
Because I thought we'd do the show down there, but then now Jason's, got
maybe
6
next
other
year.
jobs, so we couldn't pull that off. Couple things about that, and someone, Bartsky, we had our ride down to St. Louis. We couldn't carpool together this week. He had his family he was taking.
Sure, he was very disappointed by that.
But there was a great question posed.
Ooh.
Because the idiocy of, and I don't know what the right answer is, states should all have the same time zone. California does not have different time zones. The fact that I'm driving to Indianapolis and West Lafayette is Central Standard Time, and then I get through West Lafayette and all of a sudden my clock clicks ahead an hour, is completely moronic. So I do declare, whoever is in charge, we're doing a lot of changing right now. There's a lot of things happening.
Whoever is in charge is a great way to put it.
I would like to declare that every state needs to have its own time zone. I don't care if Indiana wants to be East Coast. If California can be one, if Texas can be one, and I think it is, you can fact check me if you want. You tell me Indiana can't? The question was, as people have tuned in, and now Bartsky is a known person on this show, would it have been his job as the navigator
Oh, no.
to let me know when the time changed? And the answer would have been yes, because I was actually watching my clock on my Chevy Tahoe big screen to see when it clicked, because I wanted to be able to talk about it. And it was right outside West Lafayette, which is in the state of Indiana, which should have the same time zones. I think it's ridiculous, and that needs to be one of the things moving forward. Same state, same time zone, not that hard to figure out.
Do we know why they do this? Like, it doesn't make sense for within the same state. Like, if you cross
really
over Indiana into Chicago and you go from Eastern to Central in Illinois, fine.
I get it. Yep.
But
Totally on
inside the
board.
state, I think there was a West Wing episode where they got very confused by the time zones, too. So you weren't confused. You knew it was coming because you'd experienced it before.
Yes. Well, I knew, and luckily our manager of the team had sent out a note and said, hey, just make sure you guys know that clock, it's Eastern time. So don't come floating in and think, And luckily she sent that, or I think there maybe would have been some issues as far as guys getting there late with their stuff and
Right.
all that other good jazz. So it's idiotic. So if you're a kid living in West Lafayette and you have to go to Indy for an event, you don't know. It's like, well, is that Indy time or is that West Lafayette time?
Right?
It doesn't make any sense. Now, if you're a Chicago kid, or if you're Gary, Indiana is even closer. I don't even know. Gary, Indiana, I believe is Central Standard Time too. What a world! But the answer is yes. I would wanted Bart to not only run the radio, and I miss old Bartsky now. I didn't realize how much I like having a navigator sitting next to me.
Are you officially on board with just dissolving time zones? Have we talked about that on this show?
You can't just dissolve time.
Why not?
Because then it'll
because
get dark in, like, California at the wrong... Like, no.
They'll figure it out.
He's trying to get rid of daylight savings. That's what he wants to get rid of. Correct?
No, I want every state to have the same time. I don't think that's that much to ask. I don't
Within
care
its
if you
own
wanna go
state.
mountain. If you want to go, if Utah wants to be mountain only, or Nevada wants to be mountain only, I'm fine with that. Stop with this part of it is in the Pacific time zone, and this part of it is this. Let's not do it. Let's not do it. Okay?
Yeah,
Let's just
very
not.
fair.
Boom.
So, as much as I'd love to discuss the time zones, I think we need to dig a little bit deeper into the fact that after all of the angst that you created for poor Bartsky, I ain't missing you at all. You were missing him in a big way.
I don't know if I'd say a big way. I said I enjoyed the ride. And I think the thing that we've noticed is when I'm driving, it's a little tougher. And I found this from everybody. I'm more demanding than as a passenger. I'm allowed to be a little more free-spirited and not maybe a little, I don't know what the right word is. So as long as I'm not driving, I think I prefer it. But because I missed the turn yesterday coming back, there's this construction and this exit and this, and I ended up got off one exit early, and I think I prefer having someone to look at and say, why the heck did that happen, compared to it being myself.
So I don't want to put your business on the street, so stop me if I am. But did you have to do the divide and conquer this weekend with two different people competing in two different sports simultaneously?
Yeah, we did. Yep.
So we had to do that as well, and that's always a challenge too. So was it just you and Max? Like, was Max in charge of navigating then?
No,
and did you get after him if he didn't do a good
No,
enough job?
I don't ask him to navigate. I think he's got enough stuff going on. He sits in the back. I don't know what he's doing back there. It's 5-hour drive, and you'd think we probably spent a good hour together discussing and chatting. But outside of that, I'm not sure what he's watching. I'm trying to listen to some podcasts and just navigate my way back.
I wonder where he learned sitting in the back seat when he's the only other passenger in the car.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with it.
Watching that hotel movie.
I don't have a problem with it.
A couple of points on this time zone business.
I hope he's not watching that motel movie. Oh, boy.
White Lotus Season 3 on Max, now available.
I'm not going
First
to lie to
couple
you.
But not available to
gone.
Max, hopefully.
Well, no, and it's ridiculous. They hook you with this
Thanks, Jesse.
binge watching,
Yeah.
and then they start taking it away.
It's a tough deal. John Kerry on the private talk and text line, not the former presidential candidate, says the time changes in LaPorte, Indiana. And then Mike informs us in Texas there are 2 time zones there, Central and Mountain.
There shouldn't be. Yeah, Mike, there shouldn't be. And Mike knows that. It should all be Central there.
Yeah. What it also should be is if you are looking for new windows, you missed the Nary Hope Home Show and booth 145. But that doesn't mean you've missed out on the incredible deal that we've got going right now at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Indeed, you can accomplish a lot in 6 years. There's a lot of things that can happen over the course of that time. You can go from changing diapers to dropping your kid off at school to running around all over the place. You get a bachelor's and a master's degree, and you can also take up to those 6 years to pay off your brand new Pella Windows and Doors at 0% interest with Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. A 10-year labor warranty, well, that is always included, so your windows and doors are secure for years to come. Certain restrictions do apply. This offer ends on March 8th. Set your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com. Again, 0% for 72 months / 6 years, which is a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff could happen over that time frame.
We will, for those, especially Drake in the YouTube comments, we're done talking about my jobs, so don't worry. You got lots of radio program remaining. It will not be about me, which, again, I assume you're new here because it's not usually about me around here. So thank you for humoring us. And we will get to Packers talk, which is what you tune in for.
Your article.
Which place?
Great question. Stick around. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Mark Tauscher here for Pizza Hut, and going back to the days when I was a kid participating in their legendary Book It program, I've always loved Pizza Hut. Loved it as a kid, and I love making new memories, enjoying all Pizza Hut has to offer with my family now. And here's something exciting. Introducing Pizza Hut's new Ultimate Hut Bundle. Get any 2 medium pizzas, 8 boneless wings, and your pick of breadsticks, cheese sticks, or cinnamon sticks with the perfect dip for only $24.99. What a deal! And you want even more? Well, upgrade to large pizzas or double your wings for just $5 each. It's the ultimate feast for the ultimate value. This deal is too delicious to miss. Hurry in or order online today at pizzahut.com. The Ultimate Hut Bundle, only at Pizza Hut. No one outpizzas the Hut.
This is our crew.
Fly ball right field. Hit a ton. We're tied.
Milwaukee Brewers baseball is coming to ESPN Madison.
The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out.
Every pitch, every dramatic moment, every
Fly ball left field. Back. Still back. It is up and gone.
Madison's new home of the Milwaukee Brewers, 100.5 ESPN.
How much does it cost to talk to Gruber Law Offices after a serious accident? It's free. Yes, free, as in it won't cost you anything to speak with us. There's never a fee until we win your case. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Ben Brust here to tell you about the Princeton Club. If you're looking for a place where you can better yourself while having a wonderful atmosphere, you have it at the Princeton Club. Strong communities, strong body, and strong mind. All it takes is one small step to start today. You will see that you have everything you need in order to achieve all of your goals. Find your better tomorrow at the Princeton Club. 8 Madison locations where you go in there, you take a tour, and you realize this is a place for me. Find more at PrincetonClub.net.
Dane County's largest selection of the all-new 2025 Equinox has arrived at Zimbrick Chevrolet. Lease the 25 Chevy Equinox LT for just $299 per month. New colors, more storage, and all new tech. 36-month, 30,000-mile lease. Must qualify for lease loyalty or conquest rebate. $19.95 due at signing plus taxes and fees. To approved credit through GM Financial. No security deposit. Visit Zimbrick Chevrolet Sun Prairie and ZimbrickChevrolet.com. Offer ends March 3rd.
Listen to Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin on 100.5 ESPN.
I'm a little irritated with myself. I didn't ask him his favorite form of moon. I would have guessed he'd have said croissant, right?
Well, why'd you say croissants?
I said croissant. That's French.
Wilde and Tausch, weekdays 9 to noon on 100.5 ESPN. Also brought to you by Grassland Dairy, Home and Lindsay Paints, Coors Light, Made to Chill, and American Family Insurance.
What are you doing out there?
Come on!
I saw you at the game the other night. Yeah, you. Up there getting mad, acting like we're all out there making $1 million a game. Well, let me be real with you. This isn't the pros. It's school sports, and it's a game, our game. So please, let us play.
School sports fans, remember, when you cheer for your team, make noise for the right reasons. This message presented by the NFHS and the NIAAA.
And all student athletes in Wisconsin.
You can accomplish quite a lot in 6 years. You go from changing diapers to dropping your child off at school. You can get a bachelor's and a master's degree. And you can take up to 6 years to pay off your brand new Pella windows and doors at 0% interest. You get so much more than stunning windows and doors. It's the Pella experience. Talk about quality control. Pella manufactures, sells, installs, and services every product. Set your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. Ends 3/8/25.
Baseball season is heating up.
Fly ball, center field. This is deep. Outman back at the track. Bye-bye baseball!
Get ready for the return of Brewers baseball on 100.5 ESPN, Madison's new home of the Milwaukee Brewers.
All right, I lied. Not about anything I've said earlier, but about getting to Packers stuff, because Tausch has posed a fabulous question. I mean, a fabulous question on Twitter, which I always know that he feels strongly about something when it makes it to Twitter. Although, I have to say, I don't know if you like this stuff or not. If you do, then I strongly disagree with you on it, because I think it is over the top. And that is, in Indianapolis, did you take Max there for dinner?
So we did not stay. We were out in a suburb of Indianapolis.
What time zone was it in?
As it was in this Eastern.
Okay.
Yeah, it was in the Eastern time zone. That's the annoying part of it. And so the game ended at 9 Eastern time, which is 8 Central, which normally, I'm an early, I don't like eating that late.
Okay.
So to the hotel to downtown would have been another 25, 30. I wasn't interested in going down to the name of this place, the steakhouse. I wasn't going to go down there. But it just so happens we're in like one of those, you're seeing more of these. Now there's a hotel, and there's like 80 restaurants. And the ownership group owns the same place, has this appetizer on its menu. Max ended up going to a different place. I ended up going out, and I ordered this app because I do like this. I like spice. I like heat. And the fact that they bathe the shrimp in it rather than letting you dip it, I'm not a big fan of that. I prefer to be able to dip it. And if you don't love it, great. But they just bathe it in this hot, spicy sauce, and it is horseradish Laden. And I think it's fantastic.
So it is a pricey steakhouse, and the shrimp cocktail comes with the shrimp like hanging over the sides, like they're sitting.
Not this one. This was a bath.
Mine was the last time I ate there, which was a long time ago. They were like kicking their feet in the pool, sitting on the side of the pool. And this horseradish-based cocktail sauce is now available in stores at your local grocer. So I bought it a couple years ago and had it, and I had forgotten. Like, I don't understand heat or spice or horseradish or whatever that is so strong that it clears your sinuses and brings tears to your eyes. Explain to me how you can like that. Because I like spice too, but not to the degree where it hurts.
Yeah, it'll make your nose simmer a little bit, but I don't know. I do. There's not like an explanation for why someone likes it. It's just that my taste buds enjoy that part of the kick. Now, there's some other stuff that beats you up a little bit, sure. Again, I don't like the idea of this was a bath. Like the shrimp were bathed in the cup, and then the sauce was poured over the top, which anyone that knows shrimp cocktail, I don't get shrimp cocktail. It's not my deal. But because it's the signature of a city, I did, and I enjoyed it. But I don't know if we have one here because, listen, man, for as much as I liked it, it was great, all that other stuff. My mind always goes to Wisconsin.
It does.
And I think the idea is cheese curds would be the thing, but there's not like one sauce that you dip a curd in. Or is it tartar sauce out of fish fry? There isn't one. Am I missing something? What am I forgetting? Jesse, you're more of a dive bar supper club guy than Jason. No offense to Jason.
None taken.
He's going to farm to table pizza joints, and he never leaves his house. You do. What am I missing?
So
what am I forgetting?
Just so I understand the parameter, I was taking a phone call about time zones while you were explaining some of the happenings from the weekend. We are specifically talking about sauces here, not about foods. Because cheese curd,
what would the food be? It would be a bratwurst or cheese curds.
Yeah,
Those are your two.
Maybe both together would be the like stereotypical, like that's what you do when you're in Wisconsin. I got to get cheese curds. I got to get a brat. Like brats are more available, I think, universally around. Cheese curds is kind of our thing. When people come here from out of town, I got to get cheese curds. I'm going out to dinner with relatives that I don't see I got to get cheese curds. So that is the thing when you first pose this question. That's what jumps out. Like cheese curds is the thing that people come to Wisconsin specifically to get.
Can I give you the sauce that is the signature sauce of Wisconsin?
You're going to say stadium sauce.
I'm going to say stadium secret sauce. They have it at Lambeau now. They have it at AmFam Field. It is the sauce of my youth going to County Stadium. Like, you can buy it in a bottle and keep it in your fridge. Certainly not as horseradishy and spicy as the cocktail sauce. It is, in my opinion, and I'm surprised it's not in more places. Like, I'm surprised it's not on the table at your local supper club alongside the ketchup and mustard and tartar sauce if it's a fish fry. I think that is the nectar of the gods. I love Stadium Secret Sauce. I love it on hot dogs. I love it on brats. I love it on any sort of meat item.
It's a great sauce.
It's a fine sauce.
I don't think you're buying it from me here. I don't get the sense you're...
Well, I think your answer is probably correct, but there has to be something that is more Wisconsin-y than that, because
how about how about frozen custard?
Yeah.
Be careful here, because we're an ice cream show, not a frozen custard show.
Understood. And whether I think when you think Wisconsin and what's unique and what's different and how it's spread around the country, frozen custard might be our closest thing to fiery shrimp sauce that, in a somewhat liquid state, people think of.
Yeah, you might be right. It feels like for as much as cheese curds get love, and there's ranch, and you can dip it, there's 100 different sauces. It feels to me like there is an opportunity for someone, and I think that person might have to be me, that comes up with a spicy, gotta have it sauce to use with the cheese curd. I feel like there has to be something, because the problem is
like a spicy ranch.
I feel like it'd have to be an aioli.
What do you dip?
I think it's got to be some kind of aioli.
Back up for a second. What do you dip your cheese curds in? Because when I eat cheese curds, I don't dip them in anything.
I don't feel like this is going to shock anybody. I'm very open-minded on the dippage. Like, very open-minded. Ketchup. You could do aiolis. You could do
wait
ranch.
a minute. You dip cheese curds in ketchup?
I've seen it.
Have you dipped it in Stadium Secret sauce?
Not yet.
First time for
I would
everything.
dip it in this cocktail sauce, too. That's the key. There's something there. But I do think when you start thinking through it, I think it probably needs to be some kind of tartar sauce for fish fries. Will need to be it's that or something to dip cheese curds in. Would be the equivalent to the shrimp sauce in Indianapolis. That's what I would think.
Okay. We will take those via the Carbless Talk and Text line, okay? 844-770-3776, 844-770-3776. The YouTube comments already lighting up with suggestions. A blackened ranch, which is apparently available at some other chicken chain, fits your description. Spicy, but ranch-based. Seth, do a ranch with a powdered jalapeno or chipotle, or as you like to say, chipotle. Either one of those tickle your fancy?
Okay. I mean, I like all these ideas. I just want ideas. Let's get ideas flowing. Let's have a free flow of ideas, and then we can start figuring it out.
What about like a beer cheese with, when you go get like a pretzel, you dip it in the beer cheese?
Musty Mac?
Yeah, a beer cheese spread. My boy Teej just texted me that. There's
TJ Lang.
I don't know if a spread is what I'm looking for. Though.
Isn't that what an aioli is?
A spread. Aioli is a mayo. That's a mayo.
It's more of a. Isn't it a thicker, spreadable substance? No, it's squeeze
mayonnaise. It's beaten up mayonnaise. Is what aioli is.
Beaten up mayonnaise as opposed
it's like
to
you
regular
marinate
mayonnaise.
different things into a mayonnaise is what aioli is. So I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna ever find anything. Maybe it's just not meant to be.
A Coors Light
but
based beer cheese. Coors Light is kind of the key ingredient. You could call it Blue Mountain beer cheese if you wanted.
Oh, that could be something. All right, we're getting there. We're starting to plug away at it. We'll keep plugging, and we'll see if we can come up with it.
All right.
I don't think we've hit it yet, but I think we're processing.
We're starting to get calls on this as well.
Yeah.
For those of you who are new here, because I know we're adding listeners every day, welcome to the offseason. Yes, Goody's going to talk tomorrow in Indy. Yes, we have some things to talk about regarding what he may talk about tomorrow. But this is what we do here. The Gutenator can wait. We need your, I don't even want to call this a signature sauce, because then that kind of pigeonholes this as a sauce. It's not necessarily a condiment, but it kind of has to be in that world.
Yeah, it's tricky.
Well, we will continue to vet this idea. 844-770-3776, 844-770-3776. That is how you can get in on this conversation. Nick and McFarland, hold on. We'll get to you, and we'll get to more of your calls on Tausch's secret sauce for Wisconsin. It's Wilde and Tausch.
We're on the Badgers.
I ain't going to be scared to say that this team can make a Final Four.
Because we're on Wisconsin sports.
This team's good enough. They are.
This is 100.5 ESPN and Wisconsin On Demand.
Mark Tauscher here for Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie, the name you can trust. Well, the all-new 2025 Equinox has arrived at Zimbrick Chevrolet. New colors, more storage, wider stance, and all-new tech, including a larger infotainment screen. Plus, Dane County's largest selection is at Zimbrick Chevrolet. That huge selection plus volume pricing means you never overpay at Zimbrick Chevrolet. Visit Zimbrick Chevrolet on Main Street in Sun Prairie to see all of their current specials. You can also log on to see it all at ZimbrickChevrolet.com, or you can also schedule a service appointment with their outstanding team. Zimbrick Chevrolet on Main Street in Sun Prairie, the name you can trust.
Talk Badger sports year-round with the Jump Around podcast.
It's hard to know where you're going if you don't know where you've been. You look back at Barry Alvarez and everything that he's done, it's the reason that Coach Fickle has picked this place.
Tune in for the Top Badgers conversations every week, featuring special guests with Wisconsin players, coaches, and more.
We look back and we know the history of this place, right? The history in this place is winning, and it's time to bring that history back.
The Jump Around, brought to you by Steinhoffels, streaming live every Thursday on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel and available wherever you get your podcasts.
Teachers are diverse, skilled leaders, innovating to prepare students for our fast-changing world. Teaching shapes lives. Are you ready? Explore teaching at teach.org, supported by the U.S. Department of Education and 1 million teachers of color.
Experience, knowledge, results. That's what really matters when you need help after a serious truck accident. You'll need a lawyer experienced in fighting and winning for people just like you. Gruber Law Offices has the resources, strong track record of success, and a team of experienced lawyers to take care of your needs. We've successfully helped people injured in big truck accidents for more than 35 years. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
From color-changing alexandrite to shimmering zircon and everything in between at Chalmers Jewelers, you'll find high-quality, affordable, one-of-a-kind pieces. We source straight from the gem cutters, and we manufacture in-house from start to finish. As the manufacturer, we believe in truth in pricing. Never pay more for quality and stunning, beautiful jewelry. She's one of a kind, and so should her jewelry be. While others may send your jewelry dreams to someone else to make, with us, your dreams become reality with the help of our custom jewelers, with you involved the whole way. With a staff that has over 200 years of combined experience, why buy from a place that marks up jewelry made by the thousands? When you can buy direct from Chalmers for that one-of-a-kind piece that is better quality, often for less.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
Ben Brust here to tell you about the Princeton Club. If you're looking for a place where you can better yourself while having a wonderful atmosphere, you have it at the Princeton Club. Strong communities, strong body, and strong mind. All it takes is one small step to start today. You will see that you have everything you need in order to achieve all of your goals. Find your better tomorrow at the Princeton Club. 8 Madison locations where you go in there, you take a tour, and you realize this is a place for me. Find more at PrincetonClub.net.
Matt Hamilton here. As a proud Wisconsinite, I'm all about supporting local. And there's nothing more local than Metcalf's Market. Metcalf's Rewards is your key to incredible savings. With thousands of coupons available every week, loyal members enjoy special pricing on select sale items. Plus, it's free to join. And when you sign up in-store using your phone number, new members instantly receive 500 points, equivalent to $5 off your purchase. Visit Metcalf's Market in Hilldale, near Westtown Mall, or in Wauwatosa today. And start saving with Metcalf's Rewards. Metcalf's Market. Bring local home.
We're on the Badgers.
Who would have thought after 2 seasons?
Because we're on Wisconsin sports.
That Greg Gard would have less of a hot seat than Luke Fickell.
This is 100.5 ESPN and Wisconsin On Demand.
Slow down on Monday, not a sound. On Wednesday, might get loud. On Friday, but on Saturday, we paint the town.
We'll get to Goody and the Packers in the offseason momentarily, but this has caught my attention, and it has caught yours as well. 844-770-3776 on the Culinary edition of Wilde and Tausch. I didn't appreciate the poo-pooing of the stadium secret sauce, though. Like, I thought that fit the requirements pretty nicely, actually. So I'm eager to hear other options.
I don't necessarily think I poo-pooed it. I think there's
better options.
I guess
We want better ideas.
I want to flush this out a little bit more. Flush it or flush it. I think we should have flushed that out.
Let's not flush it. Let's
that secret sauce might end up. It might end up being the thing that is what fans feel. But I just don't think people come to Wisconsin and you say, you got to have the secret sauce. That feels more stadium. Stadium to me, not everyday non-sports fans. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean.
I think that's more of a sports thing.
I would also hasten to add, though, that while this specific restaurant, which is a very pricey steakhouse, and they have a sister restaurant further down the street that is less expensive, which we switched to when we were trying to save a little money when we would eat at the Scouting Combine. While they are known for this spicy horseradish-based shrimp cocktail sauce, I don't think Indianapolis writ large is known for its cocktail sauce. Certainly not known for its seafood.
I'm going to tell you this. When you tell somebody that you're going to Indy, they're going to say great city, walkable, great event city.
Have every national championship there.
But they're going to say, you got to try the sauce at this joint. That's what people will tell you.
I think
it's
they're going to
say, you got to try the steak. It's not you're going to say the pasta. They're going to say, you got to have the sauce.
I think they're going to say, you're going to go see the Indy 500?
No. I'm telling you no.
Going to swing by the NCAA and discuss how many mistakes
they
they
no,
made?
It's February, you idiot. They're going to say, no, it's February, you idiot. It's not the end of May. What the hell are you doing in the Indy 500 in February for? That's what I would tell you.
I think you might be overinflating the value of the sauce in Indianapolis.
Maybe, but I don't.
Let's go to the phones.
If you asked Indy folks right now, what is the one food item you need to try in the city of Indianapolis, it's going to come back that shrimp sauce.
All right. I would be curious, and I just discovered that this aforementioned steak joint follows me on Twitter. I think I might reach out to their people because now I'm super curious how that has evolved, whether or
it's not about. I'm not telling you it's the biggest event. I'm saying if somebody is like, I'm going to Indy, I got to get something to eat in Indy. What do I need to try to get a taste of Indy? It's going to be this sauce every day, and I don't think there's anywhere else where it's you're going to go try the gumbo, you're going to try the cheese curds, you're going to try this. Indianapolis, it's going to be you got to try the sauce.
So when I pose this question on Twitter, I do not want to pose it as what is Wisconsin's signature sauce, or can I put it that way?
I don't know. You do you, man. I'm not 100% sure. I think brat/cheese curds are going to win. That's what Wisconsin is kind of. Beer, cheese, and probably cheese curds, I think, would win over brats and anything else. Indianapolis, it's going to be, who's your counterpart in Indy? I would bet if you text them, they would tell you shrimp sauce. Because I think Jesse is underinflating. He's Tom Bradying.
I think it's important to emphasize that for a lot of people, this steak place, there's not a lot of people that can afford to eat there regularly. Like if you're on that, if you're making that trip,
I agree.
And you can make it as a special thing, but again, I want something a little more affordable for the people, and I know I could get a bottle of Stadium Secret Sauce at the grocery store for about $3.99. Let's talk to Nick in McFarland, and we'll get to some of your texts on it as well. Nick, good morning. What do you got for us, buddy?
Good morning. Well, it may not be unique to Wisconsin, but for cheese curds, nothing beats hot pepper jelly.
Hot pepper jelly.
Hot pepper jelly. Okay.
Tausch?
Add a little bit more pepper to make it spicy. It's a little sweet. It's perfect.
Okay.
You want spicy.
Sarah does this thing where she'll do brie cheese in one of those. It's not a Hot Pocket. It's like a croissant.
Oh,
and then you dump
croissant.
that hot, spicy pepper jelly that Old Boy's talking about in to meld with that brie and you mash it all around, it's pretty yummy. Listen, I think a little spice is right on. But I don't think you're going to just say, oh, I'm going to Wisconsin, I'm going to get the hot pepper jelly. Like, I don't think that's where we're at with it.
Well, I don't want to speak for Nick, but I think he's trying to help us find something that we can launch. We could call it Tausch's hot pepper jelly for your cheese curds.
I have not dipped a curd in a hot pepper jelly, though.
But
so
you've dipped it in ketchup.
Yes.
Nick, are you on board with ketchup dipping for cheese curds?
Good Lord, no.
Welcome to the team.
What's worse, Nick? This is the question, because you'll get ostracized in the bratwurst community if you're putting ketchup.
You do. I do know that.
In the bratwurst community.
So, what do you think? Which is worse? It's got to be on the brat compared to the cheese curd, correct?
I don't know. I don't like ketchup on cheese.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Okay.
Preach.
Fair.
I'm with you. Nick, thanks for the call, buddy. We appreciate you.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Love you guys.
All right, I'm fascinated now because this is now starting to morph a little bit. It's both what is going to be the signature sauce and also what else can you put on your cheese curds? Because I do think you're right. Cheese curds is the correct answer in terms of like the signature dish.
Sure. No doubt about it. Yep.
But a sauce is a little bit more of a complicated
Does
endeavor.
every state have this? Because I'm starting to think, like, I know you go to Nolens, which I know is not a state, Louisiana is. It's crawfish and it's gumbo. I don't know what is Minnesota's. I think Chicago, it's pizza. Wisconsin, it's cheese curd. New York, it's bagels. Like, I think everybody, and I would think if you're, I don't know. I don't know. Does Minnesota have it? Does North Dakota have it? Does every state have its thing?
Matt Coonan on the talk and text line, carbless, less is more. The official condiment of Wisconsin should be a brandy old-fashioned. It's funny. Could you make a sauce out of that flavor?
That's a great question. Obviously, there's different types of old fashions, right? Brandies and et cetera, et cetera. So
I wouldn't know.
I think you could. Is it going to go well? That's a great question. I don't know. Well, I like where Coondog's head's at, though. He's thinking.
I'm the one who turned it into a sauce. We'll ask Jeff Levering when he joins us at 10:15, and maybe we'll ask him a little bit about the Brewers as well, as he is at Brewers spring training. We will continue to take your condiment / dish / whatever you want to make this Wisconsin signature item be, but we will get to the Packers coming up as well. And the official bank of the Packers, of course, is Associated Bank. They have been with us from our beginning. They've been with the Packers since their beginning. But there's so much more to Associated Bank than just being the official bank of the Packers. First of all, they're also the Badgers. They have Badgers checking and they have Brewers checking, so they're official banks of those as well. But more importantly, they're the official bank of great customer service. They've got all the awards to prove it. They've got credit monitoring. They've got early pay. They've got over 30,000 surcharge-free ATMs that you can get your cash from, because nobody wants to have to pay to get their own cash. So go to AssociatedBank.com, and if you haven't made the switch already, find out all the great reasons that I've been telling you for years to make the switch like we did. Associated Bank, you've got this. We'll get more of your opinions before we get to the Packers on this Wisconsin signature sauce, dish, item, whatever direction you want to go. Brandy old-fashioned. Next, it's Wilde and Tausch.
Welcome to the 2025 NFL Draft on ESPN Radio.
The NFL Draft is now underway.
Live from historic Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin.
With the first pick.
Thursday, April 24th on ESPN Radio, ESPN, and on ABC.
The second half of the basketball season is here, and the race to the playoffs is heating up on Prize Picks, the best place to cash in on your favorite sports. With over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings, Prize Picks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. The app is really simple to use. Pick 2 or more players across any sport, pick more or less on their projection, and you can win up to 1,000 times your money. Don't miss your chance to cash in as the league's best fight for playoff positioning. Join Prize Picks, America's #1 daily fantasy sports app, Available to play in more than 40-plus states, including California and Texas. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code WI. Get $50 instantly when you play $5. That's code WI on Prize Picks to get $50 instantly when you play $5. Win or lose, you'll get $50 for just playing. Guaranteed. Prize Picks. Run your game. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute brought to you by your Badgerland Chevy dealers, proud supporters of Badger Athletics. Go to BadgerlandChevy.com. Turnovers and sloppy down the stretch. Wisconsin shocked by Oregon on home court, 77-73 in overtime Saturday. Bucky blowing a 17-point lead in the second half. Post-game words from Greg Gard on the uncharacteristic play.
It doesn't sit well with everybody, and we beat ourselves. We haven't done that. I don't know if we've done that all year, to be able to rebound and bounce back. And fortunately, this isn't like football where you have to sit 7 days, wait for your next game. We're going to play again on Tuesday night and get it out of our system and get improve the areas that we need to improve.
Badgers move to 21-6. They'll host Washington Tuesday night.
Get 0% interest for up to 6 years at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Our team installs year-round, so why wait? Set your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
As a bull rider, I prefer to do things single-handedly. That's why I love the UW Credit Union app. Doggy! It lets me check accounts, make transfers and more on the go. And if I need an extra hand, UW Credit Union has convenient local branches. Yippee! So, if you want simple mobile banking, mosey on over to UW Credit Union. They're here for every y'all. Federally insured by the NCUA.
American Family Insurance is a lot like Captain America. He protects the world.
It's just doing my job.
And we help protect your dreams with amazing auto and home coverage. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com. And see Marvel Studios' Captain America: Brave New World.
Suit up. We need to move.
In theaters February 14th. This film is not yet rated.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
As clutch of a player to ever play basketball.
It's Dame time on Season 4 of Behind the Bucks on Bucks Plus.
This year, I was like, I need to impose myself more on this team.
Explore Damian Lillard's journey to becoming a top 75 player in NBA history.
That's what really had me feeling like this is going to be great.
Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and H&R benefits consultant. Find Bucks Plus on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and wherever you get podcasts.
When it comes to your body, you want to trust a doctor, and you want to trust the experts. That's why the only place that you should consider going for GLP-1s and semaglutide is Carbon World Health in Madison, because they're run by Dr. Nestor Rodriguez. They have a workout facility and trainers to help you reach your goals, and they can help with dietary suggestions. The experts for semaglutide and GLP-1s is Carbon World Health. Learn more at carbonworldhealth.com.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
I love it when this kind of stuff happens on this show. First of all, Al says the signature Minnesota item is a Juicy Lucy. That's where they have like the cheese on the inside of the burger, right? Is that what that is?
There you go. Yeah. Okay. It's also Duck Duck Grey Duck or something like that too. It's
they also they play Duck Duck Goose differently. There are a variety.
I get these memes. There's all these memes of championship trophies, and are the little places where you put championship trophies, and that's always the fun part. And that's why we never want to see Minnesota get one, because then we lose those memes.
Yeah, the only one that wanted to see them get one was our good friend Tony Cartagena, Jesse's predecessor as our producer. Buttermilk Jalapeno Ranch from Jeremy in Green Bay. How does that tickle your fancy?
I like all those things. I like all four of those things: butter, milk, jalapenos, and ranch. So
the buttermilk rises from butter fat. Yeah,
you tell us about two of them on a regular basis.
That's true.
Montana Mo, Wisconsin is the dairy state, so maybe a sour cream with ranch seasoning and some kind of heat.
Okay.
JB did a brandy old-fashioned cheesecake. That piques my interest. I'm intrigued by that. John says a brandy old-fashioned barbecue sauce would work. I think he's right.
Yeah.
But that doesn't check your heat box.
Well, just because this shrimp joint does that doesn't mean we need to do that. I think it comes down to, I love the idea of finding a way to get the old-fashioned in the mix and matching it up with some type of sauce to dip cheese curds in.
Mm-hmm.
That, to me, is what needs to encompass it. I had not thought of, because you think of brandy old-fashioned, you think, oh, it's a supper club, you sit down, you have a nice little ice in there, you pour it out, I never thought of dipping that, because then you're getting two iconic Wisconsin deals together. That would be the ideal operation. I just don't know how that pairs.
Just to rewind briefly, Amy in the ESPN Milwaukee YouTube chat, this conversation literally just came up on a work Zoom call for me on Friday. I have a coworker in Indy, and it was the first words out of her mouth.
Interesting. Amy, interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, I think it's inflated. Oh, Jesse, I think it's inflated. What you think about that?
Again, I don't disagree. Having had it, I do think it is well known for Indy. My only question
Some
is
would say it's inflated, though. Some would say that it's an inflated thing. Not everybody likes it. That's what some would say.
Some of us have to get new furnaces instead of going to eat at this place.
Eau Claire, according to Cammy or Comey, beer and brat horseradish mustard in Eau Claire.
Oh, God. Does that sound unbelievable?
I thought you might like that one.
That covers everything I like. I'm intrigued.
Okay. I will continue to scroll through the YouTube comments for your suggestions, your ideas. I do think this. You said it earlier. I don't think that there is if we want to take the cheese curd and put it in a separate category, because I think we can all agree if there's one signature menu item, that's it for Wisconsin. Yes, there's fish fries, lots of other things, brats, etc. But I think the cheese curd wins. So now the question becomes, what's the sauce? What's Tausch's secret sauce? And I think we're going to have to invent it ourselves.
Seems like it.
Or at least steal someone else's idea and put our name on it.
That's how most great ideas come about.
How many restaurateurs do you think are scrambling right now listening to us be like, oh, we got to figure out this brandy old-fashioned cheese curd sauce?
None. Well, maybe more.
I believe that tartar sauce is underrated and does not get utilized enough. It shouldn't just be fish. I think if you do it right, you go a little too heavy on the dill, and I think that forces you into fish only. I think tartar sauce is the key here. I think you can make a tartar sauce that can be for French fries, that can be for everything. You can kind of adapt, make something signature out of said tartar sauce, and then base it off of that. Tartar sauce is ripe for innovation. I think tartar sauce has not evolved in 150 years. Tartar sauce. That's where I'm going to focus.
Yeah, I want to be very clear on this. I think tartar sauce, it may contain exclusively items that I don't like. Mayonnaise, pickles, relish, onion, olives,
Isn't relish pickles?
mustard.
Aren't relish pickles?
Again, I don't know. I'm not eating tartar sauce though. Count me in the brandy old-fashioned barbecue business and not the innovating tartar sauce business. I'm out on that. I'm out.
Okay.
But we'll be happy to take your ideas. I want to get to Goody, who's headed to Indy. I want to get to that coming up. We'll do that to start the 10 o'clock hour. I don't want to say a bone to pick with Quick Trip because they're a great partner. But they've got Quick in the name. We were pressed for time yesterday, Sydney and I, heading back from Madison. She literally walked off of the floor exercise at her gymnastics meet, grabbed her gear, and walked out. Wasn't even on the medal stand for the two events.
She didn't stay for the medal stand?
No, she medaled in two events, but she had a basketball tournament back here in Green Bay, so we got straight in the car. Of course, she needed to eat, so we stopped at Quick Trip, which is perfect, except when the hot station is so full of choices, it slows you down because you can't choose, because you have so many options. That was the only thing that slowed us down yesterday. We made it in plenty of time for her games to finish up her basketball season. But Quick Trip's always there, off of just about every exit. Maybe that's the signature. We got to get Quick Trip involved.
There you go. Life is busy. Quick Trip gets it. And whether you're craving that fresh coffee, tasty bakery treat, grab-and-go meal, Quick Trip's your go-to. And right now you check out Quick Trip's corn dog. I should have just grabbed a corn dog. That's easy. Beep. Nice and juicy hot dog, coated in crispy, golden, delicious cornmeal batter. You can always grab a pizza. Thin, crispy crust, savory sauce, piled high with a blend of cheeses. But wait, there's more. You can, if you really just want to be quick, grab a Quickery Parfait. $1.99 each. You can make dinner ideas a breeze with Dos Rios taco meat filling. You can do that as well. You can get that ground beef for $2.99. Get a bag of soup. Starting to warm up. You still get a bag of soup, though. If that's what you're looking for, special at $6.99. Quick Trip's got it all. Chicken today, roasted whole chicken. Again, you can go get that. You can eat the chicken. Then you can shred it, make a soup. You can make enchiladas, a bunch of different things that you can make the rest of the week. Today and Monday, it is on special. Download the Quick Rewards app. Take advantage of everything that Quick Trip has to offer. Order ahead or pick up curbside delivery. We'll see you next time.
All right. The 10 o'clock hour will start with, I don't know, I guess it's do you want to do my final story for the State Journal or my first story for Channel3000.com as we get ready for Goody to speak at the NFL Scouting Combine. Lots of Packers conversation. So Andy C. in the YouTube comments on ESPN Madison, you put it on pause because you had had enough of the condiment talk. Come on back now. In 2 minutes, it's Wilde and Tausch.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here for Kohler Services. Well, if you've been putting off your bath or shower remodel, now is the time to turn to Kohler Services. Family owned for 150 years, Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer providing care for life. And this month only, get 0 interest financing for 12 months and a free shower door with your Lugstone shower remodel. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote with fast professional installation always included. Again, that's KohlerServicesWI.com.
This is former Wisconsin linebacker Chris Orr. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN, WTLX, Monona, Madison, a good Karma Brands radio station on Wisconsin.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson, Sports Center, brought to you by Goodman's Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison for generations. Check them out, 220 State Street, and online at goodmansjewelers.com. Did you hear the debut of Milwaukee Brewers baseball on ESPN Madison over the weekend? Jeff Levering of the Brewers Radio Network had the call as Vinny Capra stepped up to the plate in the bottom of the ninth of the spring training opener Saturday afternoon.
Runner goes for second. Capra to center. It's back. It's back. And it is up and it is gone. A walk-off homer for Vinny Capra.
The Brewers walk off the first Brewers Radio Network broadcast ever on 100.5 ESPN on Saturday. Spring training action continues today. Not on the radio, though. Brewers and Mariners this afternoon just after 2 o'clock. Milwaukee Bucks winners last night at Fiserv Forum, 120-113 over the Miami Heat. The Bucks hit the road, visiting the Houston Rockets tomorrow night, 7 o'clock tip, 6:30 pregame right here on Madison's home of the Bucks, 100.5 ESPN. By the way, Jeff Levering, who had the call for the Brewers Radio Network, scheduled to appear about 10 minutes from right now on Wilde and Tausch, coming up next.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
The 10 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch begins now. And I lied again. I've done a lot of lying today. It's kind of what people do these days, from what I can tell. But we're not going to go all Packers all the time because we've got our friend Jeff Levering joining us at 10:15. So we'll take a break from Packers and then get to more Packers after Jeff Levering. But Tausch, here's my question for you, and this is my debut story at channel3000.com. It'll be posted shortly. Goody told us after the season ended that the Packers, and specifically his players, need to ramp up our sense of urgency. In my farewell piece in the State Journal, I suggested that he may choose, because of all the rookie contracts that are starting to expire, starting with this coming season, he may choose to squirrel away some of his salary cap space in order to save it for extensions, for Zach Tom, for Tucker Kraft, et cetera, et cetera.
Not as many guys as I thought.
Well, I still believe in those wide receivers, but that's just me. But is there, and should there be, a sense of urgency for the general manager? If he says the players need it, and what does that then look like for the GM?
I don't think, again, man, I know I'm a Goody stan, but
you are.
How is anybody sitting here telling me that Goody hasn't had a sense of urgency? I think last year after we beat the Chiefs, I think his sense of urgency is like, this team can win now. I don't know. I mean, I don't believe for a minute last year, 2 years ago, I guess now that we look at it, when we were 2-5 and Jordan's first season, Goody didn't think this team, okay, we're going to go through some stuff. We're going to win some games. We're not going to make the playoffs, but we're going to be locked and stocked and ready to go. And then things changed. Guys grew up quicker. Jordan Love started playing dynamite football. All the things that you hoped for were like rocket shipped. And then what did he do last offseason? He didn't sit back and say, all right, let's let these guys develop. Let's let this grow. He went Urgent City, USA, and picked up two of the best free agent signings in the league.
It's true.
Last year. So if anybody doesn't think Goody's urgent, I don't know what to tell you.
Well,
he went and did everything. Well, what do you mean? His urgency level is octave 10.
Right, but
he went and did it. Now,
what does it look like
when
now?
you look at it, well, I'm setting it up. It's called crescendoing in the radio business.
Is that what it's called?
You're a TV guy now.
Never heard that.
You look at what these guys have done, and what he's done is he added a ton of talent. You didn't see that growth in the young players, and that's where I'm disappointed, mainly at the receiver position. But there is not a doubt in my mind Goody is going to make a big splash. One big splash. I don't think, because of all the things you said, Zach Tom, young players, guys, the money's going to start coming up, but the cap is continuing to grow. He's going to make a big splash move here, and that will then reinvigorate that urgency that I think we've seen. And I just don't know if there's anyone that could sit here and say that Brian Gutekunst has not general managed with a great sense of urgency over the last 2 years. I don't know who, once the Rasul Douglas trade, you could say, well, where's urgency? From that moment on, I firmly believe it's that Chiefs game at Lambeau. That's when Goody said, urgency. Jason, he cut the kicker. He moved on twice because he knew it wasn't good enough. Like, that's urgency.
Sure.
That's accountability and saying, I done wrong. I need to fix this now. Getting Malik Willis because you knew you needed a guy that could come in and win. You can't just count on Cliffy. Doing that and getting some wins. That's urgency.
So I think there is a portion of the fan base that can argue effectively that you have the 2019 free agent class and you have the group from last year, the two-person class that was so effective. Beyond that, I don't think you've seen from the free agent market concept a lot of what some might say is urgency, right? I think Packers fans, there is a frustration feeling like that it was improve from within, draft and develop, et cetera, et cetera.
Is this because we didn't sign Zach Bond?
I don't feel that way.
Is this your answer?
No. I'm not done. Now I'm crescendoing, if that's what I'm doing. But my question is, if they don't make a splash at free agency, if Goody says, no, I think we've got the guys. I think with a second year in the defensive system, Kenny Clark and LVN and Rashawn Gary will be really good. I think we have 3 stacked draft classes in a row, and I want to pay those guys. So if he doesn't make that splash, if it's not Devontae, if it's not one of these edge rushers that we've been...
Guess who was talking to Devontae over the last week? Guess who's doing a little recruiting?
Me?
No.
There was a report that the quarterback, Jordan Love, was doing some recruiting.
Is that a splash enough? Is Devontae to me is a splash.
Sounds like a poll question.
That would suffice. Jason, I'll answer this, and I know we got to get to Levo. You say if Goody stands pat and doesn't do anything in the first 4 days, because the big money gets spent really day 1 and day 2.
Yeah.
And then it starts dropping. If they bring Devontae in, that will suffice and cover my urgency from the Gutenator.
I agree with you.
I don't know if Packer fans feel the same way. If he picks one of those spots that I think we all look at as needing an infusion, I'm fine with that. You're not going to I think he might end up getting 2, but I think it's going to be a one splasher. It's going to be you get in, you do that like when you're diving. You want that smooth entry and get up, get out. That's what I'm looking for from Goody. I don't need a cannonball. I want something that's going to be good and it's going to get it done. And Devontae is exactly what I'm looking for.
When I think about someone diving into a swimming pool and making a minimal splash entry, you're the first person I think of.
Greg Louganis, always smooth. I don't know any other American divers, so I can't help you on that.
All right, we're gonna get to Jeff Levering. Does anyone actually call him Levo besides you?
I don't know. I don't know.
I've never heard him called that before.
We'll have to ask.
Why wouldn't you call him Levo?
Why
wouldn't you call him Levo?
I don't, because I don't. His name's not Levo Ring. We'll find out from him.
Oh, okay.
Well, you're a big nickname guy. I want to know if this is a Tausch original or if he's been called this before. We will ask him.
I would bet dollars to donuts that someone's called him Levo.
All right, we'll find out with the voice of Brewers baseball, both on TV and radio, including on 100.5 ESPN Madison. Jeff Levering joins us next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Hey, it's Jesse Nelson to tell you about Madison Weight Loss, the program that I experienced for 60 days, and I was able to drop 40 pounds of unnecessary, unwanted fat, and all I had to do was change up my diet. It's the natural, healthy approach to weight loss, and it can help you achieve your weight loss goals. When I first started the program, I thought, okay, up to a pound a day, that sounds really cool. I don't know if I'm going to be able to stick with it. I don't know how easy it's going to be to follow through on everything. If I'm able to lose like 20 pounds over the 60 days, that'd be pretty great. I was able to drop 40 pounds, almost a pound a day, simply by changing my diet. Following the program was a lot easier than I anticipated, and it was all thanks to the expert coaching and guidance from Madison Weight Loss. Schedule a free consultation in person or virtually at madisonweightloss.com and see how they can help you. Honestly, it is the best approach to weight loss. You'll see those results. You'll see those goals being achieved, and it's all thanks to the coaching and the support that you get from their team. Contact them today. Again, schedule a free consultation in person or virtually, madisonweightloss.com. Results may vary.
The host might be irrelevant, but the conversations aren't.
By moving Chris Middleton and adding Kyle Kuzma, if you got better, it was by a very, very thin margin, right? You did not get significantly better today.
Mr. Irrelevant with Alex Strofe.
But the other big question I think a lot of people are asking, rightfully so, is how's Giannis feel?
Mr. Irrelevant with Alex Strofe. Live on ESPN Madison's YouTube every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And available wherever you get your podcasts.
American Family Insurance is a lot like Captain America. He protects the world.
It's just doing my job.
And we help protect your dreams with amazing auto and home coverage. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com. And see Marvel Studios' Captain America: Brave New World.
Suit up. We need to move.
In theaters February 14th. This film is not yet rated.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
You can accomplish quite a lot in 6 years. You go from changing diapers to dropping your child off at school. You can get a bachelor's and a master's degree. And you can take up to 6 years to pay off your brand new Pella windows and doors at 0% interest. You get so much more than stunning windows and doors. It's the Pella experience. Talk about quality control. Pella manufactures, sells, installs, and services every product. Set your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. Ends 3/8/25.
Mark Tauscher here to tell you a little bit more about Everlight Solar. We all know that electricity costs are on the rise. That's why you need to talk to my friends over at Everlight Solar. Their local team here in Madison is here to keep it simple. From your no-cost consultation to solar panel installation, the team at Everlight Solar will be with you every step of the way. Not only will they help you save money, but by switching to solar, you're also helping save the planet. Everlight Solar, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Check them out at everlightsolar.com.
Panic strikes as you realize on Wednesday that Thursday is your anniversary. The reservations being secured.
We'll see you at 8.
The gift being purchased. Yeah, you've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with early pay up to 2 days early on direct deposits. So even though they call you Last Minute Lisa, we'll make your last minute scrambling a bit easier. You've got this with early pay from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it for yourself at 2 convenient Madison service locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. From simple maintenance to expert repairs, Honda certified technicians handle it all. Stop in for an express oil change at Fish Hatchery Road on Saturdays. No appointment necessary. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop local. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
On the air, on demand, on social, on Wisconsin Sports. Serving Wisconsin sports fans. This is 100.5 ESPN.
You know, for as many times as this guy has joined us, the fact that he didn't tell Jesse I have a hard out, meaning that he has to go by a certain time, feels like a little bit of a rookie mistake.
It's spring training. He's just getting back into it, too.
Jesse, what time do the Brewers play today on on their schedule?
2 o'clock, Seattle Mariners today. 2 o'clock in Arizona.
Okay.
So let's have them out by then.
Now, is that Pacific time? Is that Mountain time? What is that?
That's a great question. Arizona's goofy with their time zone, so I'm
not as goofy
sure.
as Indiana. Joining us now, and I can't wait to find out what his nickname track record is throughout his broadcast career. He is our friend. He is fantastic at what he does. He is Jeff Levering on Wilde and Tausch. I'm sorry, Tausch. What did you want me to introduce him as? Levo? Levo!
Has
How
anyone?
you doing?
Yeah. Has that been a nickname that people call you? Because I feel like people call you Levo. Am I crazy?
No, that's a very accurate assessment. That's been my nickname since about second grade, actually.
Levo? L-E-V-O? Like Devo, but Levo?
Yeah, exactly. Well, it depends on who you ask, because if you're Kent Sommerfeld, he'll call me Levo till he's blue in the face, which is fine. I respond to both. But it has been a Levo because I'm a levering, not a levering, right? So it makes sense to do the Levo thing. But yes, but thanks for the introduction with the nickname. That's good. Appreciate that.
Well, no, it's not good, because now Tausch was right again, and I have to admit I'm wrong, and I hate it when that happens. Levo.
It beats any other nicknames you could throw out for me, so that's good.
Wait a minute, are there others? I mean, you worked in minor league baseball for a while.
J-Levo. J-Levo.
I mean,
J-Love.
There's a lot of nicknames that are running out there. J-Lev, you got Lev that's running out there.
Any we can't say on the radio.
Sure, of course. If you refer to the Jeff Levering and Vinny Rotino Google Doc for our season-long cribbage match, those are not legal, whatever our nicknames are for one another.
Hey, Levo, do you guys mugs and lumber haul, or is it straight up? How do you guys do it when you're playing?
Oh, no, cribbage nerd time.
Straight cribbage.
So, but you will take...
Yeah, we may do some cutthroat. The first 2 years, so we've been doing this 2 years now. This will be our third year. I won the first year, and I've only been playing for 2 years. I just learned it at the beginning of the 23 season, and I took him down. He's been playing for years, and then he won the season series last year. So kind of a big year this year in the old Rotino Levering
pivotal
match. But we'll play. I think we'll play cutthroat this year.
Yeah, you have to. And then, do you call it grade 8? When you get the 3-card run with a pair, or what do you guys say?
We don't say grade A. It's more of just a double for us. No, I say double-double or a triple-double.
Okay.
I haven't heard grade 8, but I like that.
Yeah, grade 8 speeds up the game. So I used to play. We did partners. I was with Johnny Kuhn, and then we played the quarterback and another fullback, and it was cutthroat on top of cutthroat on top of cutthroat. So, there's lumber hauling. If you didn't have your ears up and eyes open, it was not going to be pretty. So I don't know, but cribbage, you have to take points. You have to get the other person. You got to get Rotino thinking, did I miss something every time? Get in his head and say, are you sure about that when he takes his hand off that little nodule?
Right. Are you sure that's a 7? You sure you didn't have knobs there? Oh, totally.
Yeah.
I'm all in
knobs?
That.
Was that?
Pegging anyways,
It is.
Okay. All right. I'm sorry to interrupt.
Well, Jason, the Brewers are giving away one of their, and I always thought the Giannis jerseys that our station gives is one of the great giveaways. This cribbage board giveaway level, you're going to get to the game early just to get one.
Oh, there's no doubt. Yeah, I think that the reason why that we're doing a giveaway this year of a cribbage board is because we've been talking about it on the air for the last 2 years. It's my guess. Now, I'm not going to take credit for it, but I think it's a pretty good thing. And the cribbage board is awesome. I know the Brewers did this thing where it was stick your hands in a box and see if you can name what the item was, blind kind of field test, right? And I know Reese Hoskins got the cribbage board. He's a Northern California guy. Not a lot of cribbage being played in Northern California. But he said it was like a hard pizza box. And I went, come on, Reese, you're killing me. But it's a great item. I know that. It's coming up in June, I believe.
All right. I saw Tausch's eyes light up when you said the word cribbage. I knew this was going to happen.
Levo, do you play Sheep's Head too, or what other card games?
I hope
into?
not.
I feel like Levo and I our relationship just went next level with this.
I love it, Tausch. I have not played Sheep's Head. I play a lot of gin, to be honest with you. I play a lot of gin and a lot of cribbage. So those are my games.
Well, six-handed euchre, because four-handed euchre kind of six-handed when you add twos adds another layer. So you got all kinds of. I'm excited for you in this card playing quest that you're on. What are you hitting your head about, Wilde?
I'm on.
It's fun.
The fact that we have one of the preeminent baseball play-by-play guys on our show, and much like our Super Bowl preview turned into Ed Helms sucked on The Office, this has now become. Hey, let's talk not just cribbage, but now we're going into euchre and everything else.
I'm legit thinking about going down to spring training now just to get a game. I'd have to bring a partner, but to get a game with those two, I'm thinking about going down there I might change my spring break plans and go down just to play euchre with Levo. Or cribbage
Come on
with
down.
Levo. That's what I'm thinking about.
Yeah, come on down. I got the board. It's all ready to go.
Hey, Levo, what's going on with the Brewers right now? Anything interesting?
We're 2 games in, and everybody's just trying to get the feel for what's going on. We haven't seen a pitcher go more than 1 inning. I think we saw 10 pitchers in yesterday's game. We saw 10 pitchers in the game on Saturday. So everybody's just trying to get the feel. It's fun to see a kid like Vinny Capra who's out of options. He had 2 homers in Saturday's game, including the walk-off, so that's great. There aren't a ton of battles for positions and spots on this roster. The bullpen is going to fluctuate a bit, but you just want to stay healthy through spring training. Position battles, it feels like everything is kind of locked up with the exception of what you're going to do at third. Joey Ortiz is getting the first crack at short. So it's more the back end bench roles that are kind of on the line right now. But it's been a good first couple of games, and they got another one today against Seattle, and you just start stacking days.
15-2, 15-4. That's just like you're stacking points in cribbage, right? I don't know if you always go 15 first, or do you go with your pairs? How are you counting up when you do? Because you don't use the grade 8 philosophy.
Tausch, you're loving this right now. I count 15s first, and then pairs, and then run.
Yep. All right. So Woody, what do you think about Woody so far? Where is he at? Because there's been kind of he was coming back. Where does he stand as far as I know it's only a couple days in, but how has he looked, and what are you thinking moving forward? Where he's at?
He's looked really good, and he threw a simulated game. Let's see, we started on Saturday. He threw a sim game on Friday, and they're talking about him throwing again this week, potentially Wednesday or Thursday. But he was 93, 94 miles an hour. The off-speed stuff is coming along. He had a normal off-season, just trying to ramp himself up. My biggest thing for Brandon Woodruff is you have to kind of temper your expectations on him a bit. I think everybody does because he is healthy, and everybody thinks, okay, yeah, let's go. He's not going to give you 200 innings this year because he gave you 0 last season. And no matter who the pitcher is, coming off of a 0 season, you have to really ramp yourself up and limit those innings. So if you got, and we've said this on the air, 80 innings out of Brandon Woodruff this year, I think that would be a really good season for him. I don't anticipate him going 150 innings. That's just not feasible coming off of the major shoulder injury that he sustained. But I think they're going to be very careful with him. They're going to limit his innings early because you want him peaking at the best possible time. If you're in the mix in September and October, you want to have Brandon Woodruff on the mound. So whatever that means to get him to where he needs to be, and they've got a number in their mind, that's where he needs to be. And you just don't want to push him and potentially harm what has been a crazy comeback for him to begin with.
So Levo, with Devin Williams leaving, being traded, what do you see in the back end of this bullpen, which has been so good? How do you see that shaking out, even though it's early?
Yeah, I see Trevor McGill getting the bulk of the closing duties early, especially. He was so good for the Brewers last year, the first 3 months of the season until Devin came back. So Trevor McGill is your closer to open up the season until proven otherwise. He looks great. He threw a simulated game a couple days ago and just blown cheese already. He has trimmed down, it looks like, which is a good thing for him in recovery. So he's going to get every opportunity to close. You might see Yoel Piance at the back end of a bullpen. If Trevor's not available, you could see Nick Mears get some closing opportunities. Brian Hudson's looked good. Jared Koenig, who was great last year. The Brewers' bullpen is in really good shape with those guys that came back in one of the best bullpens in baseball a year ago. Most of those guys are back with the exception of Devin Williams.
Talking with Jeff Levering, the voice of Brewers baseball, but also the king of cribbage, along with Tausch. A couple things that I want to understand here, Jeff. You mentioned the shortstop position. I come from my youth. I loved Just a Bit Outside, the documentary on the '82 Brewers. That was my team as a kid growing up in Milwaukee. I'm old school that way, though, right? Like Robin Yount playing his entire career with the Brewers. Mark Tauscher playing his entire career with the Packers. Paul Molitor leaving in free agency. Devastating in whatever that was, 1994 or whatever it was. Willie Adames, I loved everything about him. And I understand why the economics are what they are. But you mentioned Ortiz getting the first shot. But what do you see transpiring at shortstop, and how much will Willie be missed?
I think Willie's impact on the team is going to be missed a ton. And I loved Willie. He was phenomenal in all the ways, on the field, off the field, in the clubhouse. It's hard to replace what he did on the field, right? It's 30 homers, it's 100 RBIs, just an incredible season for him. Set the franchise record for RBIs by a shortstop in a single season a year ago. And his defense was good. For Joey Ortiz, he's a better defender than Willie Adames is. So I think the defense is going to improve, but he's not going to hit 30 homers and drive in 100. That's just not who he is, and he just needs to be who he is. So if you can get that production from a couple of different people instead of just one, that's a good thing. For me, I think the biggest impact that you're going to miss with Willie was his leadership in the clubhouse. And the guy that he had the biggest impact on was Jackson Churio. Those two guys would be out, and with William Contreras hitting every single day, those guys were hanging out all the time. His effect on the team is going to be missed the most, is what he did as a leader for Jackson Churio, taking him under his wing, and who's going to step up and be that guy this year. It's to be determined, right? It's a hard thing to do. But he learned a lot of great lessons from Willie. I wish Willie nothing but the best in San Francisco. He can have a great season with the exception of the 6 or 7 games that they play against the Brewers. But his impact in that clubhouse is what's going to be missed the most. And yes, the economics of baseball are tough, and there was a contract extension conversation with Willie Adames prior to him becoming a free agent within the last couple of years. It didn't work out, but at the same time, he bet on himself. He had a career year, and he cashed in and for Willie.
Jeff, we had Pat Murphy on the show when the radio broadcasts joined 100.5 ESPN Madison, and he's, as you well know, far better than I do. He's fantastic. I'm seeing obviously tempered expectations for this team this year because of Adames' departure, et cetera, et cetera. But I would argue that it sure seems to me like the manager of the year is a guy that's going to get every ounce of winning out of whatever his roster looks like. How much does he give the Brewers a better chance, regardless of what changes they may have in their lineup and in their rotation?
Yeah, he's such a great guy in that clubhouse, and I would argue that the success of the Brewers for the last 10 years has been in large part because of Pat Murphy. I know he wasn't the manager for the first 9 of those. He was a bench coach, but he was the guy that was in the middle of everything. And yes, his voice changed last year, but man, does he know how to lead. And I tell you, no matter what excuses people give this organization and this franchise, injuries, free agency, salary, all that other stuff. Murph goes, the heck with it. Let's just go out there and play. Who cares? It's almost like a damn the man from Empire Records, right? Let's just go and do the thing. Let's just go play and prove everybody wrong. Who cares? He's lived his whole life like that ever since he was a kid, and boxing and playing baseball and then coaching, starting as a D3 guy. He doesn't care. I'm just going to go out there. I'm going to put it out on the table and see what happens. And I love that about him. I think that this roster, especially last year and what's coming back this year for year 2 and year 3 for some of these young guys, it's a perfect roster for him to manage and still have that mentality too.
All right, Jeff, before we let you go, because you do have a baseball game at some juncture here today that you'll be interested in, and apparently some cribbage to play. So I can't imagine, and we left you alone the day that the news broke, and we had people crying on our show about it.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine what it's been like to report to Arizona without Uke. And I know you guys did a great podcast where you guys all kind of shared your memories and feelings and everything else. I'm just curious, as you work through this and he's not in the chair next to you and you're not seeing him every day, what's it been like for you? We're going to play your tribute to him a little bit later in the show, but what's it been like for you, and how different is it to have that incredible presence not there as you reconvene for the 25 season?
Well, it feels like he is there, even though physically he's not, because he's always with us, right? And I said that when I came on the air on Saturday. He's always going to be with us. He's with each and every one of us, not just us in the booth or in the organization, but everybody that was a fan. He's still going to be with us. We'll never forget what Bob meant to Brewers baseball, what he meant to the entertainment community, what he meant to everybody, to his family. He was just an amazing human being. And it is hard. And Saturday was the first of many firsts without Bob, right? I think the spring training game, a lot of people asked me what I was going to say when I came on the air. And I just tried to channel what Bob would want to do. And about halfway through my little soliloquy that I came up with, and it was short and I think it was impactful, but at the end of the day, about halfway through it, in the back of my head, all I could hear was Bob going, "Oh my God, Jeff, stop talking about me and get to the ball game." Because that's what he would want. That's what he would want. He would want this not to be about him. He would want it to be about the team. So it's hard, but that was the first one. And then there's going to be an opening day in New York City when the Brewers take on the Yankees, and that's going to be a hard one. And even though he wouldn't be doing that game anyway because it was on the road, his presence is going to be felt. I think that the hardest one is going to be the home opener when the Brewers are back at home for the first time. You're back in that booth, and he's not to your right, sitting in his normal seat. That's going to be a hard one. When everybody walks by in the loge level and looks up, and, we're kind of like the lions in the zoo, and we're the ones off to the side when everybody wants to see the king, and the king's not going to be in his throne. That's going to be a hard one. And then there's going to be a day in July on a Tuesday where you go, man, I'm kind of dragging a little bit. I would love to hear Bob just start telling stories right now and get me excited to do this baseball game. That's going to be a hard day too, because it's coming. So his presence is felt. There's no doubt about that. It'll always be felt. But for us in the booth, I think we're trying to challenge that or channel it in a very positive way, and do what he would want us to do. And that's talk Brewers baseball, have fun, and just be a part of it.
Well, Jeff, we're with you on that, and we know how hard it has been, and I know that you were privy to things that some of the rest of us weren't, so it came as an even bigger surprise to us when it happened. But you carry on his legacy beautifully. I'm sure he loved working with you, and we love having you. We're really excited that we'll get to hear all you guys call the games on 100.5 ESPN Madison. Obviously, the Brewers have been on 620 WTMJ, our sister station, for a very, 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 very long time. We love it when you're on TV. I always love finding the random games that you're calling all around the country and the other sports that you do, and I usually try to text you and distract you while you're trying to call those games. Level, we appreciate you, man. We look forward to talking to you more throughout the year because you're the best. Thanks.
I appreciate you guys. Thanks so much, and hope to see you down in Arizona, Tausch, so I can kick your butt in some cribbage, buddy.
He's on his way.
Let's go. Lumber hauling away.
Thanks, Jeff.
You got it. See you guys.
That is the great Jeff Levering, our friend from the Brewers Radio Network. He is the best. Tausch, I remember watching you guys play cribbage in the locker room, and I do want to ask this before we put a bow on that and move forward, because I don't see guys doing that kind of stuff as much. You heard Aaron Rodgers talk about toward the tail end of his Packers career, guys being on their phones and not necessarily being present and connected with each other. I remember guys playing dominoes at the other end. That was kind of the other clique of game playing, or spades sometimes they would play. What's the value in that? How important is that? And do you think that we're missing out on some of that with today's players, or no?
I'm guessing it's just different. I think now there's more gaming on your phone and everything else, but people always ask you what you miss most, and I don't miss Wednesday 9-on-7 drills or some of the grind stuff. You miss the paychecks, and you miss the stupid things that you do, and playing those cribbage games and learning teaching those guys sheephead and learning backgammon and throwing spades and doing all that stuff. That's the stuff that brings everybody together, and it gives you an opportunity to do things outside of football with each other that is very valuable when you start talking about building team chemistry and kind of getting that ball rolling. Those little things that guys do in the locker room, I think it matters a lot.
Thanks to Jeff Levering. We always enjoy our opportunities to catch up with him. We'll circle back.
There's no way Levo's beating me in cribbage. I think he's too nice. He's not going to take points. You got to get in people's heads when you're playing cribbage.
You strike me as someone who's not afraid to do that.
I would not. That would not concern me. No.
All right. Well. Try not to get in.
I have a lot of scars.
Try not to get in people's heads while they play trivia, because we're going to do that next. Then we'll get back to the Packers in the 11 o'clock hour. Jesse, what's today's category, and what caller would you like?
It is the Sports Weekend Recap, and we'll take whatever caller you want, Jason. It's your day.
Was there anything on sports-wise this weekend?
Caller 3000 for Channel 3000. Caller 3 for Channel 3. Caller 3.
Wally, I think that
4,319. I think that was the number for him on his bowling. Good old Walter Lukaczynski. Caller 3 right now for trivia, 844-770-3776, 844-770-3776. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Brewers baseball is in the air.
Diving stop by Turek. To his speed, he throws to first in time. Send the Gold Glove to Milwaukee.
Spring back into the baseball season on 100.5 ESPN, Madison's new home of the Milwaukee Brewers.
All day, every day, the Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you. 844-770-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
When it comes to security for your home and family, you want a winner, and we found one when we placed our trust with J&K Security Solutions. This is Greg Gard. Kim and Jeff hit the game-winning shot for us with the Control 4 home technology system. Home or away, from our smartphones, we can open the garage door, dim the lights, turn on the TV, as well as arm the security system. That's convenience as well as peace of mind. Let J&K Security Solutions do for your home or business like they've done for us. Call 255-5799 or online at jksecurity.com.
From the biggest plays on the court to the comments made in the locker room after, an in-depth recap of every Bucs game in 6 minutes. No more, no less. Bucs in 6 provides game recaps for every game. Hear the high-flying dunks from Giannis.
Puts it on the floor, spins down the lane, and plunges it through.
Or the deep threes from Dame.
Dame time has arrived with 107.
Bucs in 6 on the Bucs Plus Audio Network. Find it now on Bucs.com/plus or on Spotify, Apple, and wherever you get your podcasts.
Since 1956, Holman Lindsay Paints has been making paint in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. Because of their commitment to making great paint for Wisconsinites, Holman Lindsay has grown over the years to 26 locations in this great state. Headquarters in Sun Prairie with a state-of-the-art facility, Holman Lindsay has the paint you need to make your job better. From do-it-yourself to professional, Holman Lindsay has paint for everyone. Visit one of their local locations today in Madison, Sun Prairie, Middleton, and Janesville.
Hungry? Quick Trip's got you. Food's here, and it's hot and ready. Check out our appetizers, like crispy tornadoes, packed with bold fillings that'll keep you coming back for more. And experience Quick Trip Zesty Mini Tacos, bite-sized, big flavor, and totally irresistible. No dinner plans? Take home and bake a freshly made Cheese Mountain Pizza. So easy and delicious. Fuel up at your ultimate destination for snacks and meals that hit the spot. Only at Quick Trip.
Finding the special healthcare resources families need just got easier. Wisconsin Wayfinder Children's Resource Network helps kids with delays, disabilities, special healthcare needs, and mental health conditions. Call toll-free 877-947-2929. Ask questions, get answers. Connect today toll-free 877-947-2929. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Department of Health Services.
What are you doing out there?
Come on!
I saw you at the game the other night. Yeah, you. Up there getting mad, acting like we're all out there making $1 million a game. Well, let me be real with you. This isn't the pros. It's school sports, and it's a game, our game. So please, let us play.
School sports fans, remember, when you cheer for your team, make noise for the right reasons. This message presented by the NFHS and the NIAAA.
And all student athletes in Wisconsin.
Ben Brust here to tell you about Zimbrick European. They're Mercedes, Audi, Porsche, and certified pre-owned. But the best part is I've been working with them since 2018, and the evolution has been a 2-door, a 4-door, and now it's time for an SUV. My life has changed, and it's changed with Zimbrick European. Being a dad has made it really important to have the comfort and the safety that the SUV will bring me. Again, Zimbrick European off the Beltline at Rimrock Road. Of course, I found the sexiest car on the lot. Check them out.
When you've been seriously injured, you'll need a team with knowledge and experience to get the results you deserve. Call Gruber Law Offices today. Proud partner of your Milwaukee Bucks. One call, that's all.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
Let's play some trivia. Let's welcome in our contestant. It is Steve in Madison. Steve, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, boys. Doing well.
Great to have you, buddy. The category is the Sports Weekend Recap. Tausch, do you have these questions, or would you like me to handle this?
Why don't you handle it today?
Yeah, I'd be happy to.
Great.
Love to. Also, my first story at channel3000.com is live. So we'll be talking about that when we get back to Packers during the 11 o'clock hour, because today's all about me, as you can tell.
A first-time article, one could say.
Yeah, that's true. Not a first-time contestant, though, Steve. You've played before. Here is question numero uno on the Sports Weekend Recap, and that is this. Which opposing player suited up to play against the Milwaukee Bucks for the first time in his career? A lot of firsts on Friday night.
Chris Middleton.
Let's go. It's good. This could be the first.
Are we going to do this
ever.
again?
We never take
money,
any multiple
baby.
choice. Let's go.
I thought the Nikola Jokic answer there was pretty good, though, for old T.
Yeah.
Not sure he's ever suited up to play against the Bucks.
That's actually pretty funny. Given Tausch's track record with his favorite player.
They play this week. You going?
Yeah, but you said you weren't going. You were boycotting because he never plays when you go.
I'm gonna if he's it's a whole nother story.
He's going.
Okay. It's questionable.
He's going.
He's listed as questionable on the attendance report All right, question 2, Steve, is this.
I'll take the ticket.
Hey, yeah.
I know you will.
Question 2 is this. Of the 4 Division I men's college basketball teams in the state, which was the only team to win a game this weekend? This one's actually got 4 choices. The Wisconsin Badgers, the Marquette Golden Eagles, the Green Bay Phoenix, or the Milwaukee Panthers?
I believe it is the Green Bay Phoenix.
No.
Oh.
They won earlier in the week, and then they returned to their losing ways. The Milwaukee Panthers, the only ones to emerge victorious. Things not going great for our Golden Eagles of late. They've been losing games.
Who beat them?
Jesse?
Villanova got them on Friday night. Yeah. You don't want to peak too early, though. You'd rather go through it now, get ready for the tournament.
Green Bay women's team, though, has won like 20 in a row. All right, question 3, Steve, is this.
And the Badgers officially 0-1 since Tausch's Final Four prediction.
If I may, I know some of us had announcements today, but how we managed to get 1 hour and 54 minutes into the show without pointing out that the Final Four jinx is alive and well, I don't know.
Blow a 16-point
we lose to Washington tomorrow, we could start talking jinxy, okay? Until that happens.
They had a 16-point lead in the second half.
Yeah, it wasn't ideal. It definitely wasn't ideal.
Steve, question 3. The defending champion LA Galaxy, oh my gosh, lost their opening game of the 2025 MLS season to which city's expansion franchise playing its first MLS game ever? There's another first ever. I'm going to assume, Steve, that maybe you're a big soccer guy, but you're going to want the options here.
I sure do. I'm a little goon when it comes to soccer.
All right. St. Louis, San Antonio, or San Diego? San Diego, St. Louis, or San Antonio?
Let's go with San Diego.
What did the San Diego soccer team call themselves?
I don't know. They've only played one.
Yeah. We'll go with the Padres.
That one's taken.
Apparently, they call themselves San Diego FC.
I was going to guess that.
Oh, really creative. Wow, it's super interesting.
Well, you got 2 out of 3 right.
Big win for the SDFC squad.
So that's a good win for you, Steve. You get 3 of the possible 4 entries into the drawing on Friday. We appreciate your loyalty to the show. We appreciate you playing, buddy. Thanks.
All right, boys. Love you.
All right, love you guys.
That is Wilde and Tausch trivia.
I'm just going to say this. I'm all for weekend recap. I know it's easy for Jesse and it's fun. If we're at the point in the sports calendar that we have to recap the Los Angeles Galaxy, I'm not going to be hyperbolic here. Let's just get rid of trivia. If that's really the best we can do.
No,
come on.
No, I'm just saying.
No, come on.
Just hear me
just
out.
this category, then.
Hear me out. If that's the best we can do, it's time to call it a day. That's all I'm saying.
I was going to ask a question about who has the best record in the NBA, but we had already done the Bucks NBA question, so I didn't want to go back to the well twice there. So I searched. I actually went over to ESPN.com, looked up the headlines of the week. I didn't watch SportsCenter with SVP last night, so I ended up going over to ESPN.com, checked out what some of the headlines were. One of the top headlines, San Diego FC wins debut in inaugural game against defending champion LA Galaxy. I thought, wow.
Yeah,
That's a real test of our fans' knowledge.
It is a good test. I'll agree with that.
I'm going to shoot straight with you. If that's legitimately, if that's the best we can do, I think we need to just go to trivia 4 days a week.
Soccer's the future, Tausch.
That's what I heard. I'm still counting out that metric system. Still calling it kilos, centimeters, kilograms. I don't know the other one.
Much like
kilometers.
Since we're an ice cream show.
Why is it kilometers, but it's not kilogram? It's kilogram.
Nobody says kilograms. Nobody says that. They say kilograms.
Packer fans dreaming of the ultimate draft day experience? Well, the American Family Insurance Dream Draft Sweepstakes is your chance to win a VIP trip to the NFL Draft in Green Bay. Picture this. The Los Angeles Galaxy are going to play in a far, far land to play. Imagine this. You and a guest score exclusive tickets, hotel accommodations. Those are impossible to get. Custom merchandise and more for this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity up in Green Bay. Head over to amfam.com/Packers to enter today. No purchases necessary. Dream fearlessly. Insure carefully.
Why is Dippin' Dots still calling itself the ice cream of the future? Like, it's here, right?
It still is.
But it either the future is now or it's not for Dippin' Dots.
That's the thing about, like, sometimes you go to bars and they have a sign that says free beer tomorrow. Like, Dippin' Dots is the ice cream of the future.
Funny.
It's always, it's like
That's a funny
still coming.
And if it was free, you would hope it would be Coors Light, because then you'd really be thrilled. But Tausch will tell us about that a little bit later. More Wilde and Tausch straight ahead. Stick around.
We're on the Brewers.
They're really good at identifying talent. They're really good at developing talent.
Because we're on Wisconsin sports.
This is one of the best organizations in Major League Baseball.
100.5 ESPN.
Mark Tauscher here to tell you a little bit more about Everlight Solar. We all know that electricity costs are on the rise. That's why you need to talk to my friends over at Everlight Solar. Their local team here in Madison is here to keep it simple. From your no-cost consultation to solar panel installation, the team at Everlight Solar will be with you every step of the way. Not only will they help you save money, but by switching to solar, you're also helping save the planet. Everlight Solar, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Check them out at everlightsolar.com.
Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by Steinhoffels. Shop and save up to $500 on Tempur-Pedic adjustable base sets, plus get $300 in Steinhoffels cash. Only at Steinhoffels and Steinhoffels.com. Wisconsin shocked by Oregon on home court, 77-73 in overtime Saturday. Bucky blowing a 17-point lead in the second half. Post-game words from Greg Gard on the uncharacteristic play.
It doesn't sit well with everybody, and we beat ourselves. We haven't done that. I don't know if we've done that all year, to be able to rebound and bounce back. And fortunately, this isn't like football where you have to sit 7 days, wait for your next game. We're going to play again on Tuesday night and get it out of our system and get improve the areas that we need to improve.
Get 0% interest for up to 6 years at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Our team installs year-round, so why wait? Set your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
To those who've ever dreamt of their perfect event, those dreams are worthy and they are possible. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With hard work, passion, and great music, we will make your event dreams a reality. Every event is a labor of love with one-on-one planning, customization, and flawless execution. Bringing your event to life is what we do. For a fun, memorable event, visit celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Ben Brust here to tell you about why your next work van should be from Mercedes-Benz Sprinter at Zimbrick European. First off, we have versatility. The Sprinter vans offer 16 body types and thousands of ways to customize that space. Number 2, we have reliability. Sprinter's most powerful diesel engines last longer and require less maintenance, spend more time on the road and less time in those bays. Number 3, we have safety. Sprinter's safety technologies include curtain airbags all around, load adaptive electronic stability program, and crosswind and attention assist. Number 4, Van Care Mobile. Our maintenance team can come to you with routine service. Who wants to go in? Let them come to you. They work with multiple trucks on one visit. Use the Mercedes Me Connect. And last but not least, get your Zimbrick Sprinter at Zimbrick European at Rimrock Road and the Beltline, or go online at ZimbrickEuropean.com because they never charge over the MSRP.
The pulse of the Milwaukee Bucks, straight from a Bucks legend.
Can't get it off. Marcus Johnson will, though. Can't leave him alone for a 12.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson on Bucks Plus. Marcus and his son Chris offer a weekly beat on Bucks basketball. Get your questions answered and hear from the biggest names in basketball. Find Here District with Marcus Johnson at bucks.com/plus on the Bucks app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Since 1956, Holman Lindsay Paints has been making paint in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. Because of their commitment to making great paint for Wisconsinites, Holman Lindsay has grown over the years to 26 locations in this great state. Headquarters in Sun Prairie with a state-of-the-art facility, Holman Lindsay has the paint you need to make your job better. From do-it-yourself to professional, Holman Lindsay has paint for everyone. Visit one of their local locations today in Madison, Sun Prairie, Middleton, and Janesville.
Brewers baseball is in the air.
Diving stop by Terang. To his speed, he throws to first in time. Send the Gold Glove to Milwaukee.
Spring back into the baseball season on 100.5 ESPN, Madison's new home of the Milwaukee Brewers.
With tears in my eyes, the love in my soul. I feel like starting something. The pain that subsides the minute I go. I feel like starting something and go. La la la, la 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 la. I feel like starting something.
All right, I want to get to continue our conversation about Goody being aggressive or having urgency this offseason when we kick off the 11 o'clock hour, a little bit tardy here. The two YouTube chats are a hive of activity right now. And there are some gauntlets being thrown down. Cody in the ESPN Milwaukee YouTube comments, and I'm quoting here, "The more Tausch talks about Cribbage, the less I think he knows about that game."
Oh, snap.
Wow. Cody continues in a subsequent post. Tausch plays bad Cribbage players if he can get in their heads. I haven't missed a point since my 7th game 25 years ago.
Oh, snap.
I think Cody is playing with a bunch of lackeys that don't really pay attention and push on him a little bit. That's what I think.
Okay.
I love it, Cody. Keep it, bring it. What do you mean? Listen, man, do I miss points? I have. Have I lumber hauled? No, I don't lumber haul. And it can get a little tricky. The pegging and the you hammer somebody for a 12-piece nug. Like, don't ever question my knowledge of the game. Now, the maneuvering and some of that, it might be fair. But there's not a lot of things that I'm going to get super defensive about. My card-playing capabilities are pretty strong. Very strong, if I want to be clear.
Look, I don't play Cribbage. Now, Cribbage is the game with the little like pegs that you use, right, while you play cards?
Yep. Don't be insulting.
No. I actually I wanted to make sure.
I know you're not, but no, I understand. But that's
so
the Cribbage community. The Cribbage community would not take very kindly to what you just did there. Oh, is that where you get those little things?
Well, no, because I still have, because I found the deck of cards on eBay that has your card in it, the caricature cards of all these Packers, and I have the Packers Cribbage board. So now I'm wondering if we ever get Wilde and Tausch Fest off the ground and the Hall of Fame induction, we could give that away as a prize, and we can get that Cribbage tournament going, and then maybe Cody on that very board can come kick your ass and show you that you're not a good Cribbage player like he claims.
Let me tell you something. There is very few things. I feel very, very, very confident. Now, he might beat me. Cards sometimes fall that way. But there's a lot. I mean, there's a lot there. And I appreciate some of it. I don't appreciate saying I don't know what the hell I'm doing, because I do.
I've played Cribbage since I was a kid. I've never heard of lumber hauling until today.
to where you take too many points.
Okay.
And then if you take too many points and you get called on it, you lose the points you took. I get the points you overtook.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're over by 4, you lose 4. I gained 4. It's an 8 net.
Don't mess
I'm
up.
a little. I don't know how much Levo's actually playing. If he had ever heard of grade 8,
Now we're
grade 8 is
trashing
8.
Levo.
You invented
I'm not trashing
grade 8.
Levo.
That's a you thing.
No, you don't think people know the grade? You don't think grade 8 is a known cribbage term? Like, come on.
No,
it is.
Certainly not on this panel.
Well, if it's not, it should be.
All right, I want to get.
You
to
know
Goody.
what a grade 8 is, Jesse, right? You know what the grade 8 is.
I do. Well, yeah, but I also speak.
It's a
Tausch
double
better
run
than
with a
others.
pair. Yeah, it's a double run with a pair.
But all double runs have a pair. Yeah.
No doubt.
And finally, JB, the restaurant I work at, he had the brandy old-fashioned cheesecake earlier. He's apparently a restaurateur. We do a Chipotle ranch with our fresh breaded cheese curds. Are you in on that?
Fantastic.
While you're
Sounds
playing
great.
cribbage at their restaurant. Okay.
Sounds great.
Now that we're all caught up on that, I am excited for the beer cheese that we might create, the Wilde and Tausch beer cheese. And you know, if the Wilde and Tausch beer cheese does get invented, the beer will be Coors Light.
It will. Coors Light brewed with a 3-step cold process, cold lager, cold filtered, and it's cold packaged, so it is made to chill. Oh, and those, make sure that those mountains, you see it on that can up on the video screen, make sure it's blue. So you know, and now it's getting warm out, 50 blanking degrees. Are you kidding me? Make sure that they're blue. That's chilled to perfection. That's why there's always Coors Light in my hand. Celebrate responsibly, Coors Brewing Company. Yeah, Golden, Colorado.
The 11 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch begins in 2 minutes, so stick around.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Mark Tauscher here. Thanks to Chalmers Jewelers, I've gone from stressing out about holidays to absolutely loving them. Scott, Garrett, and the whole team over at Chalmers, they are my go-to squad when I need a gift for my wife. I was there for Christmas, for Valentine's Day, and you better believe I'm going to be there for Mother's Day and our anniversary. Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton and in Madison has made my life so much easier. They can do the same for you.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison. Hey, it's Kelly Sheffield, Wisconsin Badgers volleyball head coach. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN, WTLX, Monona, Madison, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson. Sports Center brought to you by Milwaukee Brewers Baseball on ESPN Madison. Listen to every game this season, starting with opening day, March 27th, right here on Madison's new home of Milwaukee Brewers Baseball, 100.5 ESPN. And if you missed it over the weekend, the first Brewers Radio Network broadcast ever on 100.5 ESPN took place Saturday afternoon. Jeff Levering signed on the Brewers Radio Network, paying tribute to the late Bob Uecker. And then the Brewers walked it off in the bottom of the ninth.
Runner goes for second. Capper to center. It's back. It's back. And it is up and it is gone. A walk-off homer for Vinny Capra.
That was Saturday afternoon. Jeff Levering on the call on the Brewers Radio Network. He also joined Wilde and Tausch about 30 minutes ago. If you missed any of the conversation, check it out. Wisconsin On Demand, Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. No radio today, but the Brewers do take on the Mariners in spring training game number 3 down in Arizona. NBA, the Bucks defeat the Miami Heat last night at Fiserv Forum, 120-113. Milwaukee hits the road visiting the Houston Rockets tomorrow night. Tip time at 7 o'clock. Pregame coverage starts at 6:30.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
The 11 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch begins now. And it begins with my inaugural piece at channel3000.com, the website for WISC TV and News 3 Now. The question, after challenging his team to ramp up our sense of urgency, does that apply to Packers GM Brian Gutekunst too? Tausch, I agree with you. His track record has been largely, but not constantly, pretty aggressive, right? He's in every conversation. He likes to say that. But in terms of actual free agent acquisitions, 2019, huge four-person class. The Smith brothers, Adrian Amos, Billy Turner. Then some Zach Bond-style pickups, inexpensive and effective. Rasul Douglas, Devondre Campbell, who went off over the weekend or late last week? He's welcome to come on the program. I don't think he'd be able to not swear during it, but feels like he's been inaccurately portrayed once again. But he doesn't care because he's rich, he said. And Keyshawn Nixon, another great inexpensive pickup. And then two, as I called them to Goody last month, Grand Slam home run signings in Josh Jacobs and Xavier McKinney. But we're not discussing his past. We're discussing this coming offseason, the one that kicks off. How do you predict
future behavior?
By looking at past performance, but it's not a...
interesting.
Okay, so his past... But you would agree that his past behavior is not... There's no clear pass. There's no, clear through line.
No, there is.
19 and 24.
I would disagree. I think when he sees... First off, he did not have the same luxury to be as aggressive when he was paying Aaron Charles Rodgers and the cap was where it was. There's only so much you can do when you're paying guys at the top of their position. Kenny Clark, Jair. You had Devontae, I know for a stretch was one of the top. David Bakhtiari, Rodgers. So you're looking at this and you're saying, all right, what is Goody going to do? Goody has, and I know this irritates a lot of people, Homer included. He's in conversations. He's thinking. Well, the same people that are saying he's not aggressive enough would be saying, why didn't you get Chase Claypool? What a mistake.
Right?
That didn't happen. So what has Brian Gutekunst shown in the course of his tenure as the GM? He's shown when he's had the ability, a.k.a. the cap room, and he has needs. He has been not aggressive. He has been ultra aggressive in his pursuit of improving his football team. He's done that in 2019. He did it last year. This team now, I think 2 years ago was the outlier because if you listen to what he was saying, he wasn't saying there's an urgency. He wasn't saying that we're ready to win a championship. He was saying we have to let these guys grow together. We need to give them opportunities together. He understood where he was at with the football team. And then Taylor Swift comes to town and everything gets expedited. I don't know if she's got a song about that yet or not. I hope she does.
It's called Expedited.
I'll tell you this, that song will probably be up before old Sheryl Crow's will be. The other stuff, that's a whole nother story. What a disaster that's turned out to be. There are needs. This team has cap space, and I do believe Goody's got his eyes set and will be having discussions because a little thing here, and I know most fans know this, the combine is, yes, they go down and they will scout the new players that are coming in, but this is pillow talk. Hey, what are you hearing here? Oh, this agent. Oh, this could be interesting. Not that they're tampering, but they're saying if something is available, if someone is available, what would those parameters look like? What would this be? I might be interested. I know a guy that might be interested in these services for this player, for this team. And you get that ball rolling, and all of a sudden you go back and you tell your player, well, I think Kansas City's interested. Oh, Green Bay certainly seems very, very interested. And what's the dude from Dallas's name again?
Jerry Jones?
He's talking about? No, the player. Ogazubi.
Oso. We're calling him Oso here until I can look up the pronunciation that Hunter Vaughn sent me.
All right, so that's how this all works, and that's not the splash. I just feel like Goody, I think he's been more than aggressive in his pursuit and how he's approached this roster. And you could say he's drafted and developed, and that's all. That always needs to be. Any team worth a lick that's how you build championship contenders. It's the sprinkling and then occasional splash. The Philadelphia Eagles, to their credit, they double rippled. They splashed, and then they got the Zach Bond ripple effect. And when you factor all those things in, championships are made. But you can't do everything in one offseason. They didn't either. They won this championship because they splashed. They Daryl Hanna'd with Saquon. Then they did a double Daryl Hannah a couple years ago in that trade, which I don't see Goody doing, to get A.J. Brown in. And then they did a little ripple with Zach Bond, who turned out to be a tsunami. That's how you win a championship. They also drafted Jalen Carter, Jalen Hurts, all that.
For those of you who are wondering, Oso Odigizua is the player from the Cowboys that we have adopted at I don't want to say Rob Domofsky's behest, but he told us to keep an eye on him, and he's tight with Todd Archer.
It seemed like it was more than that. It seemed like I'm not going to put words in Rob's mouth.
Yeah, don't do that.
But he brought a name up nobody heard about. I'm guessing he was talking to somebody that was talking about something, that was getting something out there that he wanted to be out there to make sure they knew that he was interested, that they were interested in this young man. That's what I think happened. Are we interested in Darius Slay? Slay would be the equivalent of a Devontae at the corner position. Are we interested?
Darius Slay is 34 years old. What on earth makes you think that Goody would be interested in him?
Because I don't think they're looking at this. Is there a young stud that you're going to do a Xavier McKinney deal with?
How old is DJ Reed, the corner from the Jets, who's a free agent? He's 28. He's like one of the top free agent acquisitions on these power rankings that we're seeing of the 100 best free agents. But he's not going to be cheap.
You know how they do those blank and kill? You know how they do that blank and kill? They do those games. Jesse, Jason. Maybe doesn't.
Kiss,
marry, and kill?
We prefer start
bench. It's something like that.
We prefer start bench cut for the
PG I like that
version around here. Yeah, that's what we prefer around here.
I'm looking at it more
certainly better than blank and kill.
Sign a veteran free. Okay, we could do it this way. Sign a veteran free agent, draft a young guy, stand pat. Those are your three choices: corner, D-line, or corner, edge, wideout. Jason, go.
Corner, edge, wideouts. And what are my choices? Cut, bench, and... Wait a minute. Cut. Why are you so frustrated? You started
because
this
I just set this game up. You guys changed the narrative.
Why are we
changed
Mary
to your thing, which is draft, stand pat, or sign a big-ticket free agent. Those are your three. You got to assign it that way.
Right, but the game that you're playing is like you play it with different people. So, like Devontae Adams, are we signing him, cutting him, or benching him? Like, I don't understand what you want from me.
I ain't going to lie to you. If we're playing the blank kill game, I think you know where you're lining up with that right now.
You're going to kill me?
Nah, I ain't marrying you. I promise you that.
Well, I'm not choosing the other one.
Here's the deal. All right, I'll start because it's so annoying.
You play.
This is the part that annoys me so much.
Oh, because you never annoy
Here's
us.
what we're looking at.
Yeah.
I want to draft and develop a corner.
Sure.
I am going to stand pat at edge.
So often.
And I'm going big on the wideout, and I'm bringing Devontae in. That's my, I guess, free agent acquisition. So that's how I'm doing it. Now do you understand the game that we're playing?
Yeah, it's a fun game.
Thank you.
It still isn't the same as the other game that you brought up, though. If those are your three choices, you want to do like 2 of the 3. Or 3 of the 3. All right, first of all, I want Devontae. I do understand. I do. I don't like it. Especially I'd rather play the version.
You certainly don't understand this concept, then.
I don't. I definitely don't. But you've explained it so well. So I want Devontae. I want a draft and develop corner. I agree with that. He better work out better than the last time you drafted one in the first round, because the Eric Stokes experiment did not go well. The Jair experiment was actually a very good one until it wasn't. And frankly, it was good, then it was bad for a year when he hurt his shoulder, and then it was good again because he went to the Pro Bowl again and All-Pro again, and then the last 2 years it's been bad. I do not believe that there is a big splash coming on the defensive line in terms of a pass rusher. I just don't believe that that's going to happen. And if I get to choose, my power rankings of those would be Max Crosby 1 and Trey Hendrickson 2. And then Khalil Mack 3. I don't think there's any chance that Myles Garrett plays for this team, and Joey Bosa is further down on my list. So I don't think I played the game right.
Who are you playing start bench cut with of
Khalil
Mack and Trey Hendrickson?
That doesn't really fit the narrative either. So if I may get to this one last thing, though, because I pointed this out on channel3000.com. Goody is heading into his 8th season as the general manager. There is no denying that he's stacked some very good draft classes the last several years. Maybe not as many jumps as you wanted from them in the subsequent years after they were drafted, but they got a bunch of good players. You'd like them to be a little bit better right now than they are. Fair critique, Goody Stan?
Absolutely. Yep.
But Ron Wolf was in his 5th full season as GM when they won the Super Bowl. Ted was in his 6th full season as the GM when they won the Super Bowl. Goody is now in year 8. When I talk about urgency, that's part of the equation. How do you view that part of this equation for you, that the quarterback delay was a little different with Goody versus with Ted, right? He drafted Rodgers in 2005. That was his first year as the GM. So he had his 3 years sitting. They reached an NFC championship game with Favre. And then in Rodgers' 3rd year as the starter, which it's going to be Jordan Love's 3rd year as the starter, they made it to the Super Bowl and won it.
Oh, championship, huh?
So do you feel that's where the urgency comes in for me?
I don't think there's ever a year that goes by when you're the general manager of the G&G that you don't look at it as a championship or bust urgent deal. And to say Goody did not, again, I know this, it's beautiful out today, but it wasn't on that day in 2018 when there was snow falling and the wind is whistling and we miss a kick to lose to the lowly Arizona Blanken Cardinals. And Mike McCarthy gets to build that back up to an NFC championship contender quickly and 2-1 seeds. Like, I don't know what else you wanted Brian Gutekunst to do. Like, the urgency has been there. It's still here. It's more so. I do think now if he doesn't do a big splash, people are going to say that he's not being urgent. And I'm not saying he's going to listen to that, but I think he feels that. And he knows. He's learned a lot on this job. He knows that sending a message into his locker room is important. He did it last offseason, and I'd be shocked if he didn't do it again.
All right, well, we'll have to wait and see. We'll get to that. Dude, it's 11:26. That's why you're getting the
I know.
We got 3 segments left in the 11 o'clock hour.
Yeah.
Yep. More Wilde and Tausch straight ahead. Stick around.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Mark Tauscher here, introducing Pizza Hut's new Ultimate Hut Bundle. Get any 2 medium pizzas, 8 boneless wings, and your pick of breadsticks, cheese sticks, or cinnamon sticks with the perfect dip for only $24.99. You want even more? Upgrade to large pizzas or double your wings for just $5 each. Get the ultimate feast for the ultimate value because this deal is too delicious to miss. Hurry in or order online today at pizzahut.com. The Ultimate Hut Bundle. Only at Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
The area's best high school sports coverage is Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania.
Spins up with the right hand. It's good. Count it and a foul.
The hoop and the harm.
Goes in. Right side. Puts it in. With 2 seconds to go. What a play. Dribbling, crossing over, fade away. Yes, that was nasty.
Zimbrick Honda's Prep Mania on 100.5 ESPN and streaming live on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer. Our policy is to provide equal opportunity employment, development, and advancement to all current and potential teammates. If you are an organization that maintains a job bank, provides employment information, or gives job referrals, you may request to be placed on the station's mailing list for future career opportunities. To learn more about careers at Good Karma Brands, please email careers@goodkarmabrands.com.
Hi, I'm John Hayes of Goodman's Jewelers. It's hard to imagine, but Goodman's has been the diamond store of Madison since 1933, which means your parents, maybe even your grandparents might have shopped with us. We maintain the same high standards, honesty, and integrity that kept them coming back time and again. Keep their history and our history alive. Shop Goodman's Jewelers today in the heart of Madison at 220 State Street. We're online at goodmansjewelers.com.
The best is at Goodman's.
What are you doing out there?
Come on!
I saw you at the game the other night. Yeah, you. Up there getting mad, acting like we're all out there making $1 million a game. Well, let me be real with you. This isn't the pros. It's school sports, and it's a game, our game. So please, let us play.
School sports fans, remember, when you cheer for your team, make noise for the right reasons. This message presented by the NFHS and the NIAAA.
And all student athletes in Wisconsin.
Ben Brust here to tell you about the Princeton Club. If you're looking for a place where you can better yourself while having a wonderful atmosphere, you have it at the Princeton Club. Strong communities, strong body, and strong mind. All it takes is one small step to start today. You will see that you have everything you need in order to achieve all of your goals. Find your better tomorrow at the Princeton Club. 8 Madison locations where you go in there, you take a tour, and you realize this is a place for me. Find more at PrincetonClub.net.
As you're putting your spring calendar together, we'd love to have you join us Saturday, May 17th for Mark Osiki's 7th Annual Casting for Kids Fishing Tournament to support the American Family Children's Hospital, UW Carbone Cancer Center. We're on the Madison Chain of Lakes at 8 a.m., then back at the Alliant Energy Center at 2 p.m. for happy hour, dinner, and live and silent auctions, plus a chance to win an Alumacraft fishing boat. To sign up and get more info, go to castingforkids.org. Casting, the number 4kids.org.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
But I won't cry for yesterday. There's an ordinary world. Somehow I have to find. And as I try to make my way.
Goody will talk tomorrow, right when our show begins, actually, in Indianapolis, about where the Packers
What are you
stand.
asking him?
Nothing, because I won't be there.
Do you love that shrimp sauce? Get me that good spicy shrimp sauce.
What is the signature condiment in Wisconsin, Goody? No, and here's the challenge. And I've said this before, I'll say it again. I think Goody is more like Ted than he is like Ron. More like Ted Thompson than he is like Ron Wolf. But he has had his Ron Wolf-esque moments. Ted, Julius Peppers, Charles Woodson, Big Grease, Ryan Pickett. He added a few good players in free agency, but that was not his MO generally. But he's also more like Ted when it comes to talking about his team. He's not going to give us his game plan for free agency. He's going to say lots. He's going to say a lot and not say much all at the same time. But
he does tell you stuff. It's your job to get that answer out of him. It's your job to piece that.
It is my job. You're right. It is 100%. Again, he did not respond to my information-seeking text message of whether I should stop talking about.
That was a poor framing.
I don't like the idea of trying to trick people into replying.
You're not tricking.
It's kind of duplicitous. If you don't respond, I'll assume that you're interested in Devontae Adams. Well,
if you know Goody, I'm guessing he would have sent back an emoji laughing, and then that would let you take what it's worth. That's
now, and then what do I take that as? Do I take that as him responding so he's not interested?
That's
so then
the
we're in the
beauty
same
of it.
spot then.
But it's funnier. And it's better.
I'm not interested in funnier. I'm interested in knowing. Like, is this a pipe dream or not?
I can
right.
tell
Well,
that.
we'll see what he has to say tomorrow. Tausch, if you were to put the Prize Picks projection at 0.5 for Goody giving us insight into his free agent plans with at least 0.5 answers that give us insight, are you taking more or less on Prize Picks?
A lot more. And the second half of the basketball season is here, and the race to the playoffs is heating up on Prize Picks, the best place to cash in on all of your favorite sports. 10 million members, billions of dollars in awarded winnings. Prize Picks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to everybody. Thursday night, I'm excited for Thursday. Bucks, Nuggets. I'm going to ride old Joker. I'm going to probably go a little more. I don't make sure I'll check his projections.
If he plays.
If he plays. That's a fair caveat. Beautiful thing is if he doesn't, Prize Picks won't let you do it. They're available in 40-plus states, including California and Texas. Download the app. Use code WI for the greatest state in our union, Wisconsin, and you get $50 instantly when you play $5. Again, that's code WI on Prize Picks. You get $50 instantly when you play $5. Win or lose, you get $50 just for playing. That is guaranteed. Prize Picks.
Run your game.
That a way to be on the spot there. Oh, boy, it must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
How's that on
What the
me?
hell's going on here? Jesse lets us go to break 15 minutes after we say we're going to break, and I set you up for a Prize Picks run your game, and you're picking your nose. Lord knows. I don't know what the hell's going on.
You've done different things lately, and I don't know what to expect anymore.
It's always somebody else's fault.
It is. That's me. That's how I operate. The YouTube roundtable, meanwhile, in their live
now
chat.
I know what happened. You got caught up in a YouTube. You were listening to the YouTube show instead of our show.
They're in the midst of a debate or discussion of free agents signed by the Packers in recent years. We've got
sounds like a good show.
Jerriad, I'll see your Jimmy Graham and raise you a Martellus Bennett. There's been multiple references. Jane with Devin Funchess.
Oh, that was a fun
Forgot about
signing.
that guy.
Honey Funchess of Oats.
Yeah, that was a COVID deal. Ended his career.
Keep up the great work.
I think that Jimmy Grant, the whole bungling of what was the title? Jared Cook. Think of the ripple. That bungling.
It was a rippler. You're right.
That sent Jordy out of town early, sent Jason into a tailspin, got Martellus Bennett in town that led to Jimmy Grant, and none of it worked out great for anybody.
Nope, not till Tucker Kraft.
The bungling of – there should be a 30 for 20 on a Jared Cook, the bungling of Jared Cook.
30 for 20?
I don't
Does
want
that mean
30.
it's going to be a shorter episode?
Now you're just trying to play defense against it.
Against what?
A 30 for 20?
Yeah, I only want 20 minutes.
Oh.
Well, maybe we put that together on WISC TV3 News Now.
Yeah, TV folks can do that.
Now that I'm working at TV. We need to get to Whoa Nelly. Jesse, we're going to go to break here, so you're ready. More next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
Mark Tauscher here. Thanks to Chalmers Jewelers, I've gone from stressing out about holidays to absolutely loving them. Scott, Garrett, and the whole team over at Chalmers, they are my go-to squad when I need a gift for my wife. I was there for Christmas, for Valentine's Day, and you better believe I'm going to be there for Mother's Day and our anniversary. Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton and in Madison has made my life so much easier. They can do the same for you.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
Staying on Wisconsin sports never stops with the Jump Around podcast.
I don't know if they're a Final Four team, and maybe this is just setting the bar a little low for me ever since I've watched the Badgers, since I've covered the Badgers. I think just making it to the second weekend. Obviously, you want to go all the way, but just make it to the Sweet 16.
If they make the Sweet 16 this year, it's an A+. Like, it is an A+ season for Badger basketball if they make the Sweet 16.
The Jump Around podcast with Jim Rutledge and Pablo Iglesias. Streaming live every Thursday at 12:30 on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
You can accomplish quite a lot in 6 years. You go from changing diapers to dropping your child off at school. You can get a bachelor's and a master's degree. And you can take up to 6 years to pay off your brand new Pella windows and doors at 0% interest. You get so much more than stunning windows and doors. It's the Pella experience. Talk about quality control. Pella manufactures, sells, installs, and services every product. Set your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. Ends 3/8/25.
When it comes to security for your home and family, you want a winner, and we found one when we placed our trust with J&K Security Solutions. This is Greg Gard. Kim and Jeff hit the game-winning shot for us with the Control 4 home technology system. Home or away, from our smartphones, we can open the garage door, dim the lights, turn on the TV, as well as arm the security system. That's convenience as well as peace of mind. Let J&K Security Solutions do for your home or business like they've done for us. Call 255-5799 or online at jksecurity.com.
Listen to Madison Money Guy every Saturday morning at 7 a.m. on 100.5 ESPN and ESPNWisconsin.com.
I like to refer to inflation as the silent killer. It's an invisible risk. It's just the idea that things get more expensive over time. You're going to need milk and eggs when you're in your early 60s and when you're in your early 80s. You're going to get a loaf of bread, and it's going to be more expensive 20 years from now.
Christian Finfrock is the Madison Money Guy. Call him today at 208-1800.
From the biggest plays on the court to the comments made in the locker room after, an in-depth recap of every Bucks game in 6 minutes. No more, no less. Bucks in 6 provides game recaps for every game. Hear the high-flying dunks from Giannis.
Puts it on the floor, spins down the lane, and plunges it through.
Or the deep threes from Dame.
Dame time has arrived with 107.
Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus Audio Network. Find it now on bucks.com/plus or on Spotify, Apple, and wherever you get your podcasts.
Ben Bruss here to tell you about Zimbrick European. They're Mercedes, Audi, Porsche, and certified pre-owned. But the best part is I've been working with them since 2018, and the evolution has been a 2-door, a 4-door, and now it's time for an SUV. My life has changed, and it's changed with Zimbrick European. Being a dad has made it really important to have the comfort and the safety that the SUV will bring me. Again, Zimbrick European off the Beltline at Rimrock Road. Of course, I found the sexiest car on the lot. Check them out.
Hi, this is Lee, inviting you to Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton. We got a great happy hour every day of the week from 4 o'clock to 7, and our patio during the summer is open too. If you're getting married, a special occasion, a birthday, anniversary, or even a business meeting, we've got all the accommodations right here at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. You work hard and sometimes you're not sure what you want to do, where you want to spend your money. I want to encourage you to come into Ruth's Chris Steakhouse and say hello. It'd be a pleasure to meet you.
Baseball season is heating up.
Fly ball, center field. This is deep. Outman back at the track. Bye-bye baseball!
Get ready for the return of Brewers baseball on 100.5 ESPN, Madison's new home of the Milwaukee Brewers.
Dancing on
time now? Are you tired?
Did you change?
I did.
No, I feel good.
No, I did. Shirt with a collar.
Someone's going on TV today.
No. I'm actually doing a charity event at Titletown with our friend Brian Bulaga and our friend Corey Lindsley, and I'm going to surprise them with a surprise guest as well. They're all on Zoom, but I'm kind of...
Warren Moon?
It is not Warren. It is not Warren Moon, but good one. Time for Whoa Nelly.
If the topic is good, the guys discuss.
Just the other morning I had breakfast at Tracy Rocker's house. His mama brought out 15 flapjacks. He said, Mama, take back 5 of them flapjacks. I gotta stay hungry for the Crimson Tide.
But if it's not, the show must go on. It's time for
Whoa, Nelly!
On Wilde and Tausch.
Congratulations to our buddy Wally Lukaczynski of ESPN Beaver Dam. He did successfully...
Is he still bowling, or did he finish up?
Well, so...
No 300 game.
He successfully accomplished his mission on Friday, including raising $2,100 for the John Moser Children's Radiothon benefiting local charities in Dodge County. So an awesome fundraising opportunity and a great cause and some great entertainment for the many people who tuned in to watch on the Daily Dodge TV YouTube channel all day long. They would have seen me show up a little bit later in the afternoon. So...
Sorry, I missed that.
There's a little bit of an asterisk that I think we might... some are saying this competition deserves an asterisk next to it.
What? There's controversy?
So... donations came in, and for every $1 raised for the John Moser Children's Radiothon,
oh no,
Wally could knock a pin down from the 4,319 that he initially sought. So when I showed up, this was getting pretty ridiculous that he was like closing in on 3,000 pins needed to knock down, way under what the regular total was supposed to be. So when I got there, I said on a different lane, I said for every pin I knock down in a game, I'm going to donate $1 to bump you back up. And I casually tossed it 220, 223, no big deal. Walking in cold, 5 in a row out of the gates.
You bowled a 223 in one game.
Yeah.
You know what that tells me? A, congratulations. You donated $223 to the Dodge, the Moser Fund, which is awesome.
The John Moser Children's Radiothon.
Nailed it.
Some know it as the Moser Fund, yes.
You know what I was talking about. How bad did you gag versus Brust then?
It's a that
uncharacteristically.
Extremely fair.
Mm-hmm.
You sit here and critique athletes and coaches at all these levels and what they do in the postseason. You are Johnny Critic on everything.
Mm-hmm.
You go on a Friday afternoon without bowling for a year,
and
you bowl a 223.
I did.
You go when there's even a smidge of pressure against Benny Brust, and you urinate down your leg. I can say urinate, right?
Yeah, that's okay.
Legal.
Yep,
Yeah,
that's good.
You can also say pee.
Yeah, both acceptable.
The other one, not so much.
That is...
And was it hot?
It was a
All right,
tough
does
day.
this... Okay, so on a separate note, which I agree with myself, my assessment of Jesse, 100% fair. Are you now ready to commit to doing the 300 challenge?
Yes.
Awesome.
We will figure it out. We will do it in 2025. We're not going to do it the way that you originally, I think, looked to do it.
No, I got it. It's a 24-hour deal. You get 24
hours.
It's like Mission Impossible.
I thought we had a pretty good formula when you were sitting here in studio the other day, and maybe you forgot over the
Yeah, you
weekend.
get 24 hours to do 12
Whoa, wait. That wasn't part of this meeting.
Yeah, I believe we said 3 the other day. That's a far cry from 24.
3 what?
Hours.
No. You have 24 hours to accomplish it. You do what you want in those 24 hours. But you want to take a nap, but you're grinding. You're
All
gonna
right.
work.
We'll work on our thing.
No, you get 24 hours.
Should there be an asterisk on Wally's completion of this?
I think
for knocking 1,000
Wally's
pins
job
less
on
down.
this was to promote the fund the Moser Fund, as I like to call it.
The John Moser Children's Radiothon.
He did that. He bowled his keister off. He raised money. He did everything that was laid out in the I guess the planning of this operation. That was all known before. It's not like he got tired and said, "Someone bail me out." He had this in mind because his goal was to raise money. So kudos to the big Luke dog on getting that done.
Whoa,
no asterisks.
Whoa,
is there an asterisk or not?
No, but I didn't realize that it should have been like 50 cents. It should have been like a pin for every $2. It should have been. He lopped off nearly 2,000 of the pins that he had to get based on donations, right? Am I understanding this correctly?
Say that again? Sorry, I got distracted by Josh DiMaggio's text saying that he thought Wally was the worst bowler he's ever seen. Unquestionably.
He had to get 4,319 pins.
Yes.
How many pins did he actually knock down? Do we have that stat?
I can
subtract 2,100 from it.
Well, there were also other multipliers.
Because, like, part of the donations were adding pins, but then he had, like, one of the options he had was count the score 5 times whatever he bowls in a game. So he knocked down 80, but it counted as
400.
Right.
No asterisk. He would still be there if he had to get 4,300. Based on the video that I saw, at one point he was asking for that dinosaur that little kids use to like set their ball on and then push it down the ramp.
He was using the dinosaur, and then a little girl came over and asked him if she could use the dinosaur because she was jealous because it looked really cool when he was using it.
And he never got it back.
And he never got it back, no.
Okay. Yeah, no asterisk, but still sketchy.
Whoa, Nelly!
Well, the other thing I was going to bring up while we're talking about major accomplishments and competitions.
Oh, boy.
The Golden Geese were about to be reunited tonight.
Wait a minute. What do you mean about to be?
A significant development has come through. So tonight is Andy North's trivia night at the Sylvie here in downtown Madison. Great annual fundraiser. Tier 1 Tyler and I, the Golden Geese, trivia champions extraordinaires. We were going to be part of the team with our friends at Pepsi, competing for the title tonight. Tier 1 Tyler doubtful with an illness.
What?
He has a chance to do a flu game if he wanted to show up still for this thing tonight, but looks like it's unlikely. So now I'm going to have to be all by myself with everyone else from Pepsi that'll be there, and I think Becca's coming with me, and maybe her friends. All by myself, carrying the team tonight. Andy North Trivia Night.
Can you play alone? Are you good enough to carry the team without Tier 1 Tyler?
Pepsi, I'm sure Pepsi and Bubbler, our partners, are sponsoring a table at the Andy North Carbone Cancer thing tonight. And I'm sure Jesse is one of the seats of 8 or 9, and then they have people coming around that help. But they brought in the horses. They hear these two knuckleheads talking about how great they are, even though I think even in some smaller tournaments, you guys don't win anything. You've won like once. I've heard you bragged about it for 6 years. I haven't heard you brag about it in years because I don't think you guys have won jack in about 3 years.
Duke doesn't win every NCAA tournament.
Oh, now you're comparing yourselves to Duke.
Yeah, we're a lot like Duke.
These aren't NCAA. These are like the Fort Myers Classic and the Greenbrier. Like you're playing in these like you're out at bars playing in what would be considered smaller tournaments, and you're not winning those.
If you're Duke, does that make you Kyle Filipowski, who we all hated?
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
Tier 1 Tyler's
you know where the
YouTubers,
YouTubers got him put at Grayson Allen.
That's also true. All right. We need to wrap things up. I'm being told sources close to the program.
What's wrong with Tyler? What do you miss with? If it's not something viral, get your butt up and go.
I don't want to get
time to work,
sick.
Tyler. This is the prime.
Got kids.
This is prime
you don't
time.
Call
no,
in
if
sick
it's
for
not
the Super Bowl.
Something you transmit, get your butt up and let's go.
Well, what kind of illness is non-transmittable?
A bunch.
Ugh, okay, I don't know. Hey, make the right decision, Tier 1, Tyler.
Sleep it off, take
Get
some
your butt up
meds,
and go.
put a mask on, let's go.
I know Tyler's a competitor.
I have what appears to be an estimate of the number of pins Walter Lukaczynski knocked down. We will play a little prize picks and see if Tausch gets it right. Next, Wilde and Tausch.
We're on the Badgers.
I ain't going to be scared to say that this team can make a Final Four.
Because we're on Wisconsin Sports.
This team's good enough. They are.
This is 100.5 ESPN and Wisconsin On Demand.
ESPN Wisconsin celebrates National Girls and Women in Sports Day all month long. Tune into ESPN Wisconsin's special program, Lead Her Forward, hosted by Jen Latta and Michelle Smallman, presented by Love Madison Volleyball. The show features a variety of special guests celebrating the achievements of women in sports. Listen to inspiring stories and hear how they're breaking barriers for future generations. Catch Lead Her Forward on 100.5 ESPN and Wisconsin On Demand.
Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute brought to you by the Great Dane Pub and Brewing Company, Madison's home for craft beer and pub food since 1994. Find the Great Dane nearest you and check out the menu at greatdanepub.com. Turnovers and sloppy down the stretch. Wisconsin shocked by Oregon on home court, 77-73 in overtime Saturday. Bucky blowing a 17-point lead in the second half. Post-game words from Greg Gard on the uncharacteristic play.
It doesn't sit well with everybody, and we beat ourselves. We haven't done that. I don't know if we've done that all year, to be able to rebound and bounce back. And fortunately, this isn't like football where you have to sit 7 days, wait for your next game. We're going to play again on Tuesday night and get it out of our system and get improve the areas that we need to improve.
Get 0% interest for up to 6 years at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Our team installs year-round, so why wait? Set your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Since 1956, Holman Lindsay Paints has been making paint in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. Because of their commitment to making great paint for Wisconsinites, Holman Lindsay has grown over the years to 26 locations in this great state. Headquarters in Sun Prairie with a state-of-the-art facility, Holman Lindsay has the paint you need to make your job better. From do-it-yourself to professional, Holman Lindsay has paint for everyone. Visit one of their local locations today in Madison, Sun Prairie, Middleton, and Janesville.
Every event tells a story, from the first impression to the final moments. Have someone guide your guests through every chapter the way you want the story told. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With a strong presence, great voices, and an award-winning team, trust us to guide, direct, and inform your guests through all the different chapters of the day. For fun, memorable entertainment for any event, please visit us at celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
The inaugural Student-Led Wisconsin Sports Business Conference is happening March 6th at the University of Wisconsin. Get ready for speakers from around the sports world, like former ESPN insider Adrian Wojnarowski, along with NFL executive and former Badgers football star Troy Vincent. Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity to network and learn from some of the biggest names in the business of sports. Register today at wisconsinsbc.com. That's March 6th at UW-Madison. We'll catch you there.
Welcome to the Chevy Lightning Round. Guess the clues to win. First team, you're up.
Powerful, commanding, unstoppable.
Silverado.
Adventurous, fun, techie.
Trailblazer.
Stylish, nimble.
Trax.
Innovative, electric.
Blazer EV. Lightning Round champions. You've guessed all the right Chevy clues.
Wherever the year takes you, explore it together in the Chevy of your choice. See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
We're with Liam after his 4th military move, when being new is starting to get old. We're with all service members and their families. Are you with them? Learn more at uso.org today.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
We're on the Badgers.
Who would have thought, after 2 seasons,
because we're on Wisconsin Sports,
that Greg Gard would have less of a hot seat than Luke Fickell?
This is 100.5 ESPN and Wisconsin On Demand.
It's a beautiful day. Sky falls, you feel like it's a beautiful day.
is close to the program, per Wade Bates, Hunter Vaughn, and Corey Sparks, who are all well-connected at ESPN Beaver Dam. But again, this sounds like a rounded number, not a final tally that's accurate. 3,400 pins for Walter.
It's a lot of pins.
It's 900 fewer than he was required to knock down, but he may have knocked down more had he had to get more. But 3,400
4
pins.
games for Jesse, I would say. 4 games, you get 900?
Well, 3 games with that 300 streak of his.
I could hit 904 games, yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you're going against Brust. Then you take 6.
If Brust is there, I need 6 games, yeah.
All right. Today was kind of all over the map. Thank you to Jeff Levering, Levo, and all of his insights both into the Brewers and Cribbage with Vinny Rotino. Thanks to those who listened to me with my little announcement. You will not have to hear that kind of Wilde-centric talk, but you will hear about more stories that are appearing on channel3000.com very frequently. We will do this again tomorrow. Thanks for coming along for the ride with us today. Have a great day. Take care. Be good.
Miss any of today's episode of Wilde and Tausch? Presented by Pella Windows